Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Jitesh Khanna. I'm a mental health practitioner and welcome all of you to this wonderful platform of Women's Entrepreneur International Commerce of India WEICI. Welcome, everyone. Namaste. Namaste from India and all of us. So when we talk about today's day, 21st of August, it is International Entrepreneurs Day. That is 21st August. And this day, today, 21st of August, we are going to have a global summit regarding the same. So if I ask everyone, what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? If anyone would like to, in a world of inaction, over compromising and underdeveloping, every second man seems to claim himself or herself to be an entrepreneur. But an entrepreneur is someone that will never ever call himself an entrepreneur. He is busy because he has to work and he has to work happily while others are partying out. For entrepreneur, the drug is success. He is addicted to his success. And finally, the entrepreneur knows only one simple act. It will make it, maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. You have to be a leader, to be unique. You have to be always hungry and never satisfied, but proud, never satisfied. It is sacrificing for your today for a better tomorrow. And we all know who all of us are entrepreneurs today, that we sacrifice a lot. The satisfaction, the dedication, the commitment, and the discipline, all we get into our entrepreneurship. Only rare human beings have these qualities, and you all are having the best amongst all of us. No greater satisfaction than knowing you are self-made. When we take our actions, we all others are sitting on their hands, right? The great difference between somebody and nobody very often comes to know and comes to down who is willing to take action and who is willing to put the work into the grind. And we are all, thus it is called a World Entrepreneur Day today. And we welcome all of you today. So let us begin, as we always do, with our national anthem.
Should we stand up in our seats, please?
We request everybody to stand up.
We can't hear.
Okay, let's sing together. Jana Jana Mana Jai Hind.
Thank you for that honor.
You didn't get up, please.
Yes.
So let us all begin this beautiful journey of you lovely people to be sharing your acquainted knowledge amongst all of us. And before we begin today, I would like to share certain things about WEICI. Now, when we talk about WEICI, WEICI is basically an international business chamber which is established for women empowerment. WEICI has a special representation in every strata, whether it be mentoring, marketing, promoting, branding, and various events, exhibition, digital platform, and print media. WEICI also works with various nonprofit organizations and have agencies on cultural initiatives. WEICI does help hold programs with experts, especially around to raise funds, structure business, increase market share, drive sales, and improve branding as well. Women Right. It is a forum for women to women business across India and internationally for boosting business growth and economic activity. Now, WICI has a vision, a particular vision about becoming a world-class organization about women for the women to achieve a higher economic prosperity and to take care of the underprivileged. Our mission basically focuses on economic empowerment, knowledge, and the service to the community and society at large. Our mission is creating world-class body of influential, powerful industrialists, entrepreneurs like you on our forum today, businesswomen and professionals, to come together for the noble cause of women economic empowerment, knowledge, and service. And the objective which WICI is established with is to unite influential businesswomen, industrialists, and knowledge workers throughout the world for noble cause such as economic empowerment, knowledge service, social upliftment, spiritual enlightenment, and create a knowledge institutions, value-based education services for women and entrepreneurs. And not leastly, but create a platform for young women entrepreneurs with the right mindset and having the right business contact. And not the least, promote governance and politics and values based to the people and to generalize united and systematic efforts towards creating a brighter future for the youth. There have been largely associated organization structure with head office in Mumbai, trying to organize elsewhere. WICI has a lot of services to be offering, right? Chapters, right from exhibition to youth wing to international wing, art and cultural action wing, chapter membership development founders day, and Wiki PR and media and IT as well. Wiki has organized various marketing exhibitions, employee assistance, professional speaker forums, and management entrepreneurship development program too. Members do get a lot of benefits if you'd like to join Wiki as membership. And lastly, before handling to Mamtaji, I would definitely say that Wiki has currently won an international recognition to the World Book of Records for Switzerland, recognized by conferring Certificate of Commitment of Wiki India for efforts towards promoting and engaging people during COVID times by organizing over 100 webinars during this time. And let's welcome our chief guest of honor, Dr. Sabir Singh. Namaste, and Mrs. Kalyani Jogruji. Namaste, and all our eminent speakers, all of you, namaste from us, Wiki as a team. And lastly, I invite Mrs. Mamta Singh, who is the founder director on this Women's International Women's Forum for this World Entrepreneur Day, where she has also been awarded by Mrs. Smita Thakore, an activist and a film producer organized by Vishwa Hindu Academy, Mumbai. So I welcome you, Mamtaji. Please take over then. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction about Wiki and
Thank you so much.
A little bit about myself. Let me quickly run through myself. So there is a famous quote in Sanskrit which says, Balika aham balika, navayug janita aham balika, naham bala durbala, adi shakti aham bika. It says, I'm a girl of modern times. I'm not feeble or powerless. I'm Adi Shakti and I am Ambika. With that, I, Mamta Jeet Singh, founder director of Women Entrepreneurs International Chambers of India, WICI, since 2018, registered with Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, providing opportunities to women entrepreneurs, promoting their businesses through social media, and actively conducting various events Wiki India promoting marketing, branding platform through social media, supporting and motivating women and young minds to start a business by conducting workshops and sharing success stories. Also working towards facilitating business management programs, entrepreneurship management programs, and export-import management programs, aiming to take Indian women participating in international exhibitions and trade fairs, conducting cultural exchange programs, conducting rural India tourism. I'm a proud owner at Amaji World Travelers Paradise since 2017, running my travel business, catering outbound and inbound travels. I'm also a program director of Ghumar India Festival promoting Indian heritage culture. Ghumar is Indian folk dance, comes from Rajasthan, state of India. In 2019, in Mumbai, we promoted and collaborated to organize Ghumar Festival 2020, where over 5,000 women came together, got trained on Ghumar traditional dance form. They danced together on one music and one rhythm. And this event was symbolized a team building, unity, and women empowerment through culture. WEICI India looking forward for opportunity to broadcast their talent and promote Indian to the international level. Indian culture gives women the utmost respect. Many of our gods are female, and they have been worshipped as a deity by many faithful people. The goddess of wealth is Lakshmi, the goddess of power and strength is Durga, and goddess of wisdom is Saraswati. Women are epitome of wealth and power. Women play an important role in society, and the whole family is dependent on women for its daily activities. They play a role of mother, wife, homemaker, cook, teacher, friend, nurse, all at the same time while catering to everybody's needs. Women who are in job or in business have to have also fulfill the job responsibility while managing home and family. The life of women is very hard, but she gets little or no appreciation. There is a lot of women who are extremely talented and multitasker, but have no recognition in society. And that's where women empowerment through women entrepreneurship is a take today. Entrepreneurship is the future of the modern society. Entrepreneurs are people who come out with new ideas and innovation, which is significant for growth of any business. Empowerment of women entrepreneur is an innovative success mantra for development of the economy like India. Entrepreneurship among women has led to their empowerment in country like India. Today, women have acquired a significant position in social life, economic activities, and decision making among their families. Earlier, their role in the productive work, employment generation, and income oriented activities were hindered by many socio-economic constraints. Hence, a need was felt to formulate policies which aims for the empowerment and entrepreneurship of women. When women move forward, the family moves, the village moves, and the nation moves. Empowering women through entrepreneurship has become an essential part of country's development due to economic growth, social stability, and women development. Present study is conducted to understand the role of entrepreneurship and empowering the women. For this reason, researcher will try to analyze the contribution of women entrepreneurs in socio-economic development of nation, and also to find out the various personal and financial problems which they are facing in their business. What can be done to empower women through women? So what can be done to empower women through women entrepreneurship? The very first important thing which can be done is gender inequality. One of the major hindrances in the growth and advancement of women is gender inequality. This means that we treat males and females equally, even for the same task. And this is generally in the case of rural society. A male child is always encouraged by family to go to school, while the female child is told to learn household work. The next important thing what can be done to improve the women empowerment through women entrepreneurship is domestic violence. So stop domestic violence. As divorce is still a taboo in Indian society, many women are suffering from abusive marriages. As they are not empowered, they fear to stand up for their right. If we want to empower women, then domestic violence has to be stopped at any. Economic development. As females were given poor education or no education, they are not able to get good jobs. Thus, they have to stay at home or lesser paid jobs. Thus, the male always remains the bread earner of the family. So, women are hardly get economic independence. If we wish to see a nation that develops economically on the global front, then it's very important to have women empowerment, and that would only be through women entrepreneurship. The actual empowerment will come by making the women economically independent. Women and education plays most important role. Quality education is the key to women's empowerment. Slowly, with the increase in literacy level and awareness, society has started giving importance to education. Many parents today want to educate their daughters equally as their son. Many women today are scientists, lecturers, collectors, and so on. Women and decision making. The women empowerment also means when the society will also accept women as decision makers for the economic and financial decisions of the family. We shall encourage women from all the sections of society to make their own decisions and they not take permission from men. Conclusion is the government and several NGOs are making efforts to empower women by creating awareness. The government is running a large number of projects for education and skill development of women so that can get economic independence. Thinking of society is also changing slowly. More and more number of women are getting quality education, but the true meaning of women empowerment will be achieved when gender equality will be eliminated. We need to give equal opportunities to women for equal pay, equal respect, and as equal to men. We look forward for such a nation. And with that, there's a small Sanskrit shloka which says, Yatra nar yastu pujyante ramante tantre devat. Meaning, where women are worshipped, there the gods rejoice. Though not directly about empowerment, it is very relevant because it goes on to say, wherever they are not, everything you do is fruitless. With that, I end my introductory quote for the today's evening. And of course, without men's, we women doesn't stand anywhere. Yes, and we need support of great leaders, men who have really contributed in family, in offices, and around us. So on this panel, I welcome everybody who have come with a lot of experiences and achievements in their life. And I thank everybody to join us for this lovely evening, and we're looking forward to listen to you. Now, to take this session ahead, let me introduce our chief guest today, who is none other than Dr. Jitesh Singh. Dr. Jitesh Singh serving the Indian government from past 20 years with an excellent service record. He joined the Indian government. May I request Dr. Dhruti to have a spotlight? Dr. Jitesh?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Just, yes, sir. Okay, let me introduce you to him, everyone. Dr. Jitesh Singh serving the Indian government from past 20 years with an excellent service record. He joined the Indian government services immediately after qualifying the 10th class. He served as personal assistant to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and later on as a section officer in Ministry of Shipping, Government of India. A Central Secretary Service Cadre Officer, Dr. Jitesh Singh, is at present serving as Under Secretary in the Department of Justice, Law, Ministry of Home Affairs to Government of India. Earlier, he was on deputation as Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Assessor and Collector in South Delhi Municipal Corporation. Dr. Jitesh did his MA in History, LLB from Delhi University. Then he went to Malta and London to do his LLB in International Maritime Law from IML. He has also done postgraduate diplomas in Constitutional Law, Parliamentary Procedures and Institution and International Law Diplomacy. In brief, Dr. Singh has got various degrees of MA, LLB from DU, LLM from Malta, London, postgraduate diploma in Constitutional Law, postgraduate diploma in Parliamentary Institution and Procedure, postgraduate diploma in International Law and Diplomacy, Parliamentary Fellowship. Even recently, he's got the Honorary Doctorate Award of Public Administration, honoris causa, the degree of Honorary Doctorate of Philosophy, PhD in International Law of Human Rights, and also Honorary Doctor of Laws from LLB, and also received many national and international awards, medals from different organizations. He had attended many short courses meetings, workshops, and conferences at various renowned institutions and educational centers. He visited about 10 countries. In past, in Ministry of Shipping, Government of India, Dr. Sardar was dealing with matters relating to maritime shipping, navigation, lighthouses, national inland water ports, etc. Earlier, he was Under Secretary in Ministry of Human Resource Development. Also, however, the Department of Higher Education and Ministry of HRD, Dr. Sardar was dealing the matters relating to university. He was also dealing with matters of NAC, which is NAAC, and in the Indian Research Council, that is ICSSR, ICPR, and ICPHR. Dr. Sardar has delivered lectures as visiting faculty at Maritime University, Chennai, to LLM students, and Central University of Gujarat, Gandhinagar, regarding the environmental law to MPhil PhD students. He is likely to be promoted as Deputy Secretary to Government of India. And we take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sardev to join us today evening, and we're looking forward listening to your wisdom. Now, let me introduce to our team who have made this event so successful. So let me introduce Dr. Shilpa to everybody. Okay. Dr. Shilpa Vincent Chavan is qualified, certified, and practicing doctor in the field of homeopathic, diet and nutrition, and ozone therapy, wearing the crown of vast experience in 3 decades. She is known for providing homeopathic nutritional diet plans and ozone therapy treatments suitable as per modern lifestyle. Her patients are families that have adhered to her way of treatment throughout their generation that have come since the inception of treatment. She treats various ailments like allergies, skin problems, lifestyle diseases, and many more. She has been a speaker on the topic of diet awareness, lifestyle disease, preventions, etc. at mammoth size institutes like LIC of India, Lions Club, Deutsche Bank, Elite Marathoner, MCV, PNAMA, Gayatri Parivar, BNI, Wiki India. In the online world, she has delivered Facebook Lives and talks at various platforms. Apart from these treks, she is also an avid writer of medical articles for the internet, which appeal to various domains of medical fields like pathology, medical tourism, and medical studies. Winner of the National Award of Dietist 2017 and 2017 and the International Women Achievers Award 2020 for medical excellence. She is multi-talented and multifaceted personality. From running marathon to learning folk dances, she has done it all. Being a Visharad in Bharatnatyam in early life, she has still kept her passion for dance alive. Recently, Dr. Shilpa gave the exam at Nalanda Dance Research Institute and achieved A++ grades in all. An avid marathoner, she has achieved many finisher medals in marathons like Pinkathon, Tata Run, IDBI Federal Run, Run for Tree, Mangroves, etc. Dr. Shilpa is not only an active hobbyist, but also jewel professional. She has been an entrepreneur at the family business of manufacturing OEM electronic components for 15 years. Dr. Shilpa is a receiver of Samaj Ratna Award from Indian Council of Management Executives. She's also worked as trustee at the BSM Foundation, the charitable trust entity of her company. The trust serves in sectors of education, culture, and healthcare. The trust has donated handsomely in projects and abundantly scalability like RK Mission Hospital, Mumbai, Swami Vivekanand Hospital, Latur, computer lab for students of the residential school at Utan. Apart from this, Dr. Shilpa has green thumb too. She is member of International Rose Federation and Mumbai Rose Society. She has also won numerous awards for her rose blooms and garden competition. She's a part of the Forum for Grooming Daughters and Family Business. During COVID-19 period, she personally initiated free distribution of medicines and protein supplements to frontliner workers at a COVID hospitals, 200 plus policemen, and to many housing societies. A green member of BNI, she is an active entrepreneur and loves to connect, collaborate, and network with people. She is a member of Teachers and Leaders Community. Being in the medical fraternity, she has been hosting and speaking to eminent speakers, experts of key domain in modern medicine to spread the influence facts that are often shadowed by numerous among us common people. She is attached to WEICI, stands for Women Entrepreneurs International Chambers of India as an advisory board member. Dr. Shilpa is an author of upcoming book, Diet to Eat, 101 Tips for Healthy Life. And we are really proud to have you, Dr. Shilpa, with us as an advisory board member. And thank you for joining today again. Now, let me welcome you all, the other pillar of our organization, Dr. Dhruti Anklesria. Okay, Dr. Dhruti Anklesria, she's a PhD in psychology, PGDCH, State President, Gujarat Mental Health Council at WEICI, founder and owner of Your Way Lab, Adapt at Applied Psychology, certified clinical hypnotherapist, and behavioral therapy expert. She has also been facilitated as State President of Gujarat Mental Health Council. By Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. She is a speaker at Women Economic Forum. She has also received the award for Exceptional Woman of Excellence. Facilitated by Women Economic Forum, she has also facilitated with Women 2021 Leadership Award by CC United Religion Initiative East India for contributing and exploring, empowering girls, children across the nation and the world. Her objective is to raise awareness about the mental health continuum, spreading and understanding that talking about the mental health is not a taboo and reduce stigma associated with mental illness. The contribution of Dr. Dhruti towards mental health awareness drives have been an dysfunctional family, suicide prevention, cross-dressing, women's mental health, menstrual stigma, breast cancer stigma, sexuality stigma, stress, anxiety, depression, OCD, phobias, substance abuse, contribution of empowering girls and children across the nation and the world. The various workshops conducted by Dr. Dhruti are women empowerment, mental health and its importance, mental and emotional well-being, mental health, women and mental health, breaking the stigma associated to mental health, suicide prevention, COVID and mental health, managing post-traumatic stress disorder and more. Being double master and also being an ex-teaching faculty member of Maharaja Sayaji University of Vadodara, her primary focus is understanding how people learn and cognitive psychology. Human behavior and diffuse thinking pattern are major interests and work of her research. So Dr. Dhruti, she is practicing different psychological therapies, seeing various clients, conditions like anxiety, depression, stress, test taking, weight loss, confidence overall, development, anger management, fear to swim, fear to fly in aeroplane, fear of height, nail biting, loss of interest in studies, trusting issues, family counseling, child counseling, relationship counseling, and others. With that, I again take an opportunity to thank you, Dr. Dhruti, for being such a valuable member on WEICI platform. Now, let me introduce to all our next pillar of our organization, Dr. Rabia Bhatia. Dr. Rabia.
I'm very much here, Ms. Mamta. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Rabia, she's a change maker, mompreneur, founder of ED Web Studio Channel, multi-awardee edu leader, 100 admired people in education 2021, branding, communication and PR professional, trainer and chief mentor, change maker, motivator, HR professional, professional host and Q speaker, career growth advisor, city VP, Namaste India, e-magazine, corporate mentor at Sahi College, TEDx speaker and education ambassador at IIU University. She is wonderful public speaker, a great social media influencer, and outstanding women leader and power-packed human being. Be the change to bring the change, her motto. Human revolution is the key to achieve your goals and to attend successful happy life. Provide corporate trainings, mentoring sessions for life skills, topics, soft skills, interview skills, career counseling and counseling sessions, and importance of sports value education. A spoken English trainer certified with British Council, experienced senior brand and communication professional mentor, HR professional recruiter having over 23 years of working experience. She has had an enriching experience of working on and understanding varied industry and would like to proceed further on this path and work on more projects that gives new avenues. Expertise in operations management, brand management, communication expert, collateral management, training, customer service, HR, operations policy. She is bundled multitasker, a great author and a writer whose articles has been published in various international education magazines. She's an inspiration whose goal is to empower others and become inspiring leader. With that, I take an opportunity to thank Dr. Rabia for being there of Vicky's one of the strongest pillar. Now, I request Dr. Shilpa Bansal Chavan to take the proceedings ahead. Dr. Shilpa?
Yes. Thanks for all those introductions, fantastic introductions, and a warm invite to all of us. So we begin our session. And in the start, we have, as we know, we are all entrepreneurs in different fields. Some are edupreneurs, some are members, some are sociopreneurs, some are also poem or writerpreneurs, who've published books. And some are in hospitality, so hospitalitypreneurs, real estatepreneurs, edupreneurs. So all of us who are here are all entrepreneurs in different fields, and that's how it is a international entrepreneurs meet, the conclave. And here we have people from various parts of the world and even various parts of India. So we have from Delhi, from Goa, from Maharashtra, from Mumbai itself, from down south, Dr. Aruna, then someone from Jharkhand, Ma Shweta ji, and of course from South Korea, Mr. Yoon Jong, the global teacher. So I welcome you all, and we'll have greater proceedings as we go on. So first I will talk about Mr. Jitesh Khanna, and he's a real estate entrepreneur. He's from Delhi. Welcome, Mr. Jitesh. And so his introduction. He is the founder and CEO of Sai Prasa Promoters Private Limited, and he is a multifaceted person with multi-awardee entrepreneur, as a writer, as an artist, as a philanthropist. But basically, he's an entrepreneur with real estate. So he's into this for the last 20 years. And other than this, he's a motivator, an author, a keynote speaker, and also a city VP for Namaste India e-magazine. He's also been and he's an innovator. He's an entrepreneur, as I told you, with 20 years of experience in the leadership of his business. He's a visionary entrepreneur and has a dynamic personality, which makes him a distinguished individual. He's a talented professional, and he has dedicated his life also to philanthropy. Lockdown has brought us, to unprecedented anxiety, and we have all undergone through that for the last 1.5 years, and maybe some more time to come. And during this is when, people have gone inward to look into oneself and develop oneself. And that is where the things lie. The more you go inward, the more you develop yourself, you're more confident, you can face the world better in all the different ways. And I'm sure Dr. Aruna also has got a key over there, which says, always learn, keep learning yourself. That's what it means, right, Dr. Aruna?
Key is keep extending yourself.
Yes.
Never stop.
Keep extending yourself. Wow. And now further, as we talk about Mr. Jitesh Khanna, he's been interviewed by the renowned educational channel Edu TV, where he has shared his thoughts for youth. He's also been giving a lot of lectures, inspiring stories, and talks about the youth, how to address the youth, how to, he shared his views even at United Nations, which is a listed event, where very other international youth development participants also have joined in from various countries. And he's got a lot of achievements and awards for himself. And the list is endless, but just to mention a few, he's a chief mentor with SPA India. He's a brand ambassador of Delhi. That's indeed a fantastic compliment. He's been featured at various platforms. He's a bona fide speaker, and he holds memberships at various places. He's been also awarded the Real Superhero 2020 by F Asia 2020 for his philanthropic work. And I'm sure who all have gone through this pandemic for 1.5 years, and I'm sure everybody on their own have done a bit of it to take part as a philanthropy, as some help, something or the other, which everybody has done their bit. And he's also referred in many international motivational videos by wellness brands. He's also invited to lot of talk shows, and his session with Pathshala, in which discovering happiness was the topic, and he spoke too well about it. He was interviewed by the founder principal of Apex International School, the parenting coach regarding life skills. And with this and many more to his credit, he has been appreciated as a speaker with Pathshala. Another feather in the cap is that he's a proud awardee of the Excellence Awards in the business category. He is also the awardee of the Guru Upanishad Sanman by Charles Walter Society. And he is also a receiver of the Peace Award by Smile for Millions. And I'm sure that the list is endless. But Mr. Jitesh Khanna is inspired by ancient mystics and poets. Wow, that's really great. And he believes that this is the expression, the poetry is the expression of our humanity. But the greater influence for him has been his mentor. So let us know who his mentor is, Mr. Jitesh Khanna. Can you just give us the name if he's one, or maybe the list if he's more, there are more? Yes, Mr. Jitesh.
So thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. I'm deeply humbled. So I'm a very ordinary man, I always say, who has an extraordinary mentor. I'm a disciple of a Buddhist mentor, Dr. Daisaku Ikeda. He is one of the greatest living mentors ever. Apart from him, growing up, my mentor was my grandmother, the most entrepreneurial lady in my family. In fact, she was far more entrepreneurial than my grandfather and all his brothers who were running big businesses. She was great at saving, investing. She was great at managing money. In fact, most of the things that I've learned about real estate, property is not from my grandfather or father, it's from her. And another mentor, of course, which I can never ever repay back, is my own mother. the selfless dedication of my mother. Even in the times when we had crisis in the family or financial crisis, we never felt something was wrong. You know, she always shielded us. She was like this warm blanket over us.
Yeah.
So these three people have been the greatest influence in my life.
So just to finish, Mr. Jitesh, now you are on the right platform with women, because here we are talking about women, and you have rightly given us the examples of the women from the family. And this is the place from where we learn. Everything starts first from the family, whether it's charity, whether it is learnings, whether it is, you know, imbibing the good skills and all the sanskaras, as we say. So you are on a very correct platform, and I'm sure you may have also participated here, a sort of gratitude to them, your grandmother, your mother.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So fine. Now you have to, you know, go ahead with those questions which have been put to you. Please go ahead with those. Like,
So
yes. So what has inspired that you have told us, but what has been in brief your entrepreneurial journey, how you have overcome, you know, the pandemic, you know, part which everybody has been suffering, including you. So just go ahead with your answers, please.
So thank you so much once again, and I'm saying it from my the core of my heart that it's such an honor to be part of this wonderful organization where women are taking a lead. And I openly say it all the time. Long back, I wrote a small piece, and a lot of people didn't understand it. I said, woman is a God's masterpiece, man his prototype. A lot of people didn't understand what I was trying to say. What I meant was that when finally God created man, the humanoid, I think the first the prototype was man, and then he refined it and created even better creation, a masterpiece, and then women happened. That's how I look at it. About this, the questions that were put in front of me, the very first question was, according to me, what is entrepreneurship? So according to the world, entrepreneurship is, you're developing or managing a business, you're taking care of a venture, you're taking risk, and you're making money. For me, entrepreneurship goes way ahead. So for me, entrepreneurship actually means you become your own boss. You are the CEO of your own life. It means you take charge. It is one of the highest expressions of empowerment for me, for anybody. So if a person is an entrepreneur, he's completely empowered himself. One. Second thing I believe of entrepreneur spirit is about a sense of purpose. I would like to really focus on purpose, because people who are driven by purpose, a higher purpose, are happier, they live longer, they're able to inspire more people. So our entrepreneur is nothing but somebody who's driven by this deep purpose.
Yeah.
He's always looking to solve problems. That's one of the key points here. And we all know that there are so many challenges in the world. There's so many problems. A basic thing is that if you solve a problem for a billion people and everybody gives you $1, you already become a billionaire. So an entrepreneur really looks at making the lives of people better. He's actively seeking out challenges. He's always trying to empower people. He's always trying to motivate people. He's ambitious. He's a dreamer. He's a thinker. He's a natural leader. So even if he's not a natural leader, once you get into entrepreneurship and your ship goes through all those storms, you learn leadership. And leadership is what? To me, leadership is creating more leaders. Leadership has nothing to do with ego. Leadership has nothing to do with feeling proud about something. Pride is a very temporary thing. Leadership is all about creating future leaders and youth. That is one of the reasons I've always been fighting alongside youth. I feel immense joy being with youth. I feel immense joy when I see women entrepreneurs doing great things. And there are so many wonderful women entrepreneurs there. I'll cover that part later on. Another beautiful thing about entrepreneurs are that they take very calculated kind of risks, and sometimes they go overboard. And when they go overboard and when they fall down, they quickly bounce back. So these are the qualities this is the spirit of entrepreneurship for me. So the very next question that I was asked was that, how do I relate to it with my product services, the products and services that I'm offering? So I'm into real estate for the last 20 years. And lately for the last 7-8 years, I've been into renewable energy. I'm a futurist. I have always believed that the future is not dystopian. The future is a great place where we'll have no hunger, we will have no poverty, we'll have no mental health issues. We'll have no segregations. We'll have no class divisions. We'll have no gender inequality. And in fact, women are leading in such a way that this will prove true very, very soon. In fact, women have become leaders in most of the industries. And as a futurist, I have now ventured into renewable energy, but my next venture is going to be EV. I am here and I'm telling you very clearly that the EV revolution is coming. The time of internal combustion engine is gone. The time of batteries, the time of EV OEMs, the time of power generation, far more power generation, effective power generation is coming. And India is going to install many gigawatts in this. India has its targets for 2030, I think, which is somewhere around 500 something gigawatts, which is a huge target for India. And I am also very, very bullish about robotics. I am really, really looking forward to a great robotic revolution. So if we see a few days back, Tesla had announced Tesla Bot, and it's going to be the most high-tech robot. And the moment I saw that program, I said, oh my God, the revolution is coming. Just like the revolution in EV was started by Tesla, Tesla is also in the forefront of starting the Tesla Bot revolution. The third question that I was asked, what are the challenges faced and by right now, during the pandemic, and how am I overcoming these challenges? So let me be very honest with you. Like I said, entrepreneurship is all about bouncing back. So when this pandemic happened, a lot of my sites were incomplete. A lot of my businesses were shut down. My plants were shut down because of the lack of staff that I had. We can't run them on autonomous. We still don't have that technology. I wish we have it soon. But in spite of facing all the challenges, I would focus on the silver lining, and which was created by most of the entrepreneurs in my circle. So first of all, we did not lay off even a single person. I really believe that this was the time people needed our support more than ever. And we were ready to bear the brunt of the cost by cutting down our own expenses, our own ambitious projects. And we paid them full salary during the lockdown, even when our people were not there. We bore all the medical expenses. In fact, I went all out to vaccinate my staff. We were the first people to vaccinate our staff fully. And because firmly, I believe human resource is the largest resource for an entrepreneur. It's the biggest resource, the greatest resource. The company is not run by ideas. The company is not run by money. Money comes later on. Ideas keep bouncing here and there. The country is full of ideas. The world is full of ideas. The two things that run a venture. One is the time. If the time is right for your idea, time is right for your product, nothing can stop it. Now, nobody can stop it. And the second is the human resource. If you have the right kind of people, if they respect you, if they believe in what they're doing, then there is no limit to growth. And that's extremely important. Now, the next question that I was asked was the most important question that I wanted to come to. I like to be crisp. I don't want to waste time, but this is one topic I can just go on and on. I was asked why women entrepreneurship is important to me, or it is, according to me, very important. And the first and the foremost thing is the biggest influences in my life. Like I said, my grandmother, my mother, my own wife. My wife is still a very, very entrepreneurial person. She gives me ideas every second day. I know sometimes it's very difficult to implement those ideas, but it's so good to have somebody next to you who's always churning out ideas. So when women get into entrepreneurship, it improves the economic growth of a country. It brings stability to a country. They inspire other women to come into businesses. They inspire other people to get into businesses. But there is something far more deeper than that. So first and the foremost thing, something very controversial that I'm saying is that it is my own observation. It is something that I have learned from a lot of people. I have seen it myself, is that women tend to be more honest than men. I know it will sound very controversial to a lot of people, but in terms of business, women are far more honest, far more honest than men. They are far more fairer negotiators. If there is a negotiation going on, they will also use compassion in that negotiation. The element of greed is very little. In fact, this element of growth is there. So they're fabulous, honest people. They are very fair negotiators. They value relationships. If you work with a woman entrepreneur, if you work with an organization which is headed by a woman entrepreneur, established by a woman entrepreneur, if you work with them once, they are there for life. They're going to support you. They're going to always be there with you. And sometimes they would go out of the way to help you out. So I feel that they value their relationships in businesses more. Uh, One of the most beautiful things about women entrepreneurs are they engage everyone. So I have seen when organizations are mostly run by men, there's a lot of male egos involved. It is about who's doing better than others, who drives a bigger car, who's got more muscles, who's making more money, who's got more clients. That's how it is. But when it comes to women, they are more inclusive. They're more, they like to involve more people into things. There's a sense of belonging when you work with them. There's a sense of participation when you work with them. You feel, Lao Tzu used to say, the hallmark of a leader is that he does everything. I'm just paraphrasing. He does everything, and then he makes everyone feel that they've done it. He just goes in the background. And that's what I've seen most of the women leaders doing. Women entrepreneurship entrepreneurs have been able to do this for a very, very long time. I've observed it very keenly. They are not afraid of asking for assistance. They have no ego. So if they want to take some help, some assistance, they'll be very quick at asking about it. Men take a lot of time. I think that's what I am also learning from women. Another wonderful thing that I really feel that they have is that they're very forbearing. I think probably because of the evolution, the way they have handled things, they're very forbearing, they're very focused, they're more ambitious than men. Men tend to lose focus. There's a lot of times I see when I give a project to men, halfway in the project, they will stop and they'll say, okay, can we do it like this? Can we do it like that? But if you give it to a woman and you say, this is how you're supposed to do it, she will do it in the most efficient way. And she'll not stop till it's done. I think there's another thing I tell youth, that please learn this from girls and women, that they're very focused. So women, I feel, are better entrepreneurs. I would just conclude by saying, and I'm not saying it because I'm here, I'm just saying it because I believe it. I'm sure you can feel my conviction that they are better entrepreneurs. In fact, there have been surveys, I think there was a survey by Dow Jones and Harvard Business Review. I think, and they said that in 5 key areas, the female owned firms generated more revenue. They created more jobs. They were, they improved the performance of that particular sector. The senior leadership roles were very effective, very efficient. People were very, very comfortable coming and sharing their views with the senior leaders. There was no gap, and they had a larger appetite for growth. So that is why I am very gung-ho, very bullish about women leadership, and I'm always looking forward to learn from them. And now the last question, which came to me was, how do I support the same? And I would very humbly go ahead and say that who am I to support them? I rather be their student and learn from them. And I'll rather watch them keenly and absorb as much as possible. But of course, if you ask me how to support them, we live in a time of where we are going through COVID-19 pandemic. I saw a lot of small businesses shutting down, a lot of people losing money, a lot of distress. And I think now more than ever is the time to support female entrepreneurship of female-owned small businesses. I have some friends who've been helping women in rural areas create products that can be sold. But I think this is the time of social media. We have the greatest tool in our hand. In the history of mankind, there's never been such a free, powerful tool, and that's social media. Like Dr. Mamta Singh said, that she's been using social media to promote women entrepreneurship. So I think we can promote local women-owned small businesses on social media. We should go all about by doing this. We should mentor women who are starting businesses, teaching them things like life skills, providing them technology solutions, or just sharing your own experience with them, or just supporting them or motivating them. One of the best thing one can do is join a women entrepreneurship organization. So like what I did. So I was smart that way. I have joined this wonderful organization, and I'm so looking forward to always be associated with this wonderful WEICI organization. Such an honor, such a pleasure. So join a women entrepreneurship organization. Help other women, or learn from them at least. Make purchases from women-owned businesses. Specifically in your businesses, make a plan, a set plan that 40% of my purchases will come from this. and not compromising on quality. In fact, giving a very honest feedback, because women are very good with feedback. If you give them a feedback about a product, they will definitely go about improving the product. And the most important aspect, again, I come back to, is learning from women. Let's be very open. Let's be very honest. Everything that we learn from our mothers. My father was too busy with his work. Even when my mother was not teaching me something, I would watch her and learn. Even in spite of everything that happened in her life, she was always very giving. She was a giver. So I learned karma from her. I learned that when you take care of a customer or you deliver a product, you also should deliver value with it. And that product should be able to enhance a person's life. So if you're delivering a product for $100, the value should be of $200. And that's how you serve as an entrepreneur the society. So thank you so much once again, Mamta ji, Vicky, and all the wonderful people here for giving me an opportunity to come here and speak my heart out. I never wanted to make a presentation because that would have been very mechanical and robotic. I wanted to just come and pour my heart out and really salute all the wonderful women entrepreneurs. And as long as I'm alive, whichever way I can assist them, I'll assist them. I'm no one to train anyone or no one to guide anyone. I think that women have this wonderful self-guiding mechanism inbuilt in them. We men need it more than ever, but I would always be there to assist them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jitesh, for those wonderful words and a wonderful insight in the women's psyche and knowing it all and, enumerating one by one the plus points about women. And that's exactly looks to be true. And it is with those who have experienced it. And that's fantastic. So now, as we go ahead, I go to, from Delhi, I travel to Goa and I come to Supriya Rani. She's the hospitality entrepreneur. So over to you, Supriya. And before that, I would like to give a beautiful introduction. She has been a professional with a breadth of experience in legal, finance, customer service, and hospitality. Earlier in Australia and now in India. Possesses strong business acumen, interpersonal, creative problem solving, and leadership skills. She's an entrepreneur, currently working in a hospitality industry for the past 8 years in Goa. Always passionate about a difference and creating an impact in people's lives. She's done it through writing a book which is called Teenagers. Not teenagers, teenagers. And she has wonderful reviews about it. She has awards for that book. And even today, people recommend. I think it's one of the best-selling on Amazon too. She's a life transformation coach, and she's authored a book. And wow, and that has no age limit on life. That is what it says. So she is the proud co-owner of La Cabana Resort in Goa. And this resort has also done the hat trick of getting, this best resort for a marriage, function, and getting a hat trick award for the last 3 years. That's what I've observed. So over to you, Supriya. You've got to pour your heart out with the details as to how you have brought. And believe me, she has gone through hardships of late with the pandemic, then with the cyclone, with COVID, and maybe something more, which I'm not aware. But believe me, she has been it all through. And now here she is, the smiling face. Over to you, Supriya.
Thank you, Dr. Shilpa. That is an amazing introduction.
Welcome on board, Supriya ji.
Thank you, Mamta ji. Hello, namaste, everyone. Good afternoon, respected speakers. Namaste, and leaders on this panel. It's so amazing to be a part of such a wonderful gathering of people who are winners in their own faculties and industries. I really sincerely thank Mamta ji for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful gathering. And as Dr. Shilpa mentioned, yes, the pandemic had various effects on all of us, and more so with the cyclone that came through and hit the coastal area of Goa. We had the pandemic influence plus the cyclone destroying our property. And I am a COVID survivor myself. So it was a package deal, and I'm glad I'm here amongst you all, sharing such beautiful stories and journeys. And I think what Jitesh Khanna said, I think you have etched a place in all the people who are listening to you, because you spoke from the heart, you know, and there are no two ways when people express it so beautifully.
Supriya ji, I think you went on mute mode.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Yeah. So after what Mr. Jitesh Khanna said, I don't know what I'm going to add that'll make a difference. But here it goes. So I've been asked, what is entrepreneurship? So for me, entrepreneurs are people who take risks, who face challenges regularly, who are extremely focused in delivering results, who emit confidence, and they are leaders who lead by example. Entrepreneurs are dreamers, and they turn their dreams into realities. It doesn't matter whether you lose or win in your day-to-day battles and struggles which you face in your journey of success or in realizing your goals. There may be certain failures which you come across, but you learn from them. And the best part is the resilience and the perseverance to bounce back that makes them stand apart. There is always going to be endings and new beginnings in this journey of realizing your goals. You're constantly learning through mistakes. You plan, you strategize. In fact, you take financial risk. You take charge, and in hope that you make some profit and earn some goodwill. I have a beautiful quote from it is from John Maxwell, who says, "A leader is great, not because of his power, but because of his ability to empower others." And I truly believe a leader is one who contributes in other people's lives, maybe by small gestures, by giving them products and services which they require, by fulfilling their requirements, or by just contributing to the society. So it is such a wonderful profession, I think, where people come together with a dream and they convert that into a passion. The second thing that was asked to me is, how do you relate it with the product and services offered by you? In the hospitality industry, we are constantly dealing with people from diverse backgrounds, different cultures, and it is a service-related environment, and you're constantly providing services. The resort which I work in is called La Cabana Beach and Spa, and it has 62 rooms. It's got 180 degrees view of the Arabian Sea. Now, why am I bringing this example is, this is a product, and we had to survive with competitors around us.
Yeah.
So how do we stand out and make a difference? 6 years ago, the whole team, the management team, our employees came together, and we decided to use this USB, that is the secluded beach access to the resort, by converting it into a wedding destination. And that was a turning point. Until today, I must say, there has never been a dull moment. And in fact, I shouldn't be saying that, but every year we have won the most exotic venue for Dream Destination Awards. And TripAdvisor has rated us well. We've got the Times Hospitality Award. And it looks as though I'm bragging. But behind it all, I want to tell you all how difficult it is to have a dream and to actually have a concept and then realize that dream. It requires a lot of strategic planning, taking risk, funding, having the right people for the right job, working long hours, consistently delivering the same level of commitment and customer service, no matter if you have back-to-back weddings. Because if you finished one event, and if the season is a wedding season, you have another group checking in. So it is like, constantly doing 3-day events, 2-day events, and for the person, the client, it is as once in a lifetime event.
Yes.
So organizing manpower, making them understand what is your vision. And I feel we had to focus and bring our managers and team members along in this journey to learn and adapt to the ever-changing competitive world. It is extremely competitive in Goa. Every 2 kilometers, there is a resort which can give you XYZ, and to stand and sustain yourself in this competitive world and to be on par with the 5 stars. We are competing with the 5-star hotels now, and it's just a boutique resort. And I feel that was only possible with the great commitment of our team members. See, I may have a vision, my husband may have a vision, or the other management team may have a vision, but to coordinate everything and make it all happen, it requires a lot of motivation, perseverance, resilience. Sometimes, you see things happening around you that are going wrong. You take ownership, accountability, stand up for what you see and try and fix it yourself instead of putting the blame on somebody else. And I think we as women do that job pretty well because we have done it at home. We take accountability for our family. So the same applies when in your workforce. I find when people complain, they make a lot of noise. Finding faults is easy, but there's not going to be a magic wand around you fixing things. If you can fix it, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Or escalate it to another level so that somebody else can come and help you. But just finding faults is not going to take you anywhere. So strong business acumen, as Shilpa said, yes. Clear communication skills is extremely important because we have to remember in the hotel industry, you get people off the street working for you. And it is at all different levels, whether it is the head of departments, management, managers, it could be the cleaners or the small housekeeping boys or gardeners. It is at different levels, but you should be able to communicate with them and they should be understanding your vision and dream too. Being thoughtful in approach, building trust and relationships, and go get the stuff done attitude is what I believe in. You cannot sit on a problem for long. Go get it done.
Yeah.
Try to find solutions. So till today, even in our HOD meetings, if any head of the department has a problem, he is supposed to come with solutions or ideas which he thinks could be relevant, and then we do brainstorming. So that's how I look at it, that it has helped, this entrepreneurship has helped me in my hospitality industry. Now coming next is what are the challenges faced and how do you overcome them? during the pandemic times. We all know COVID-19 pandemic has severely impacted the tourism industry globally. Goa thrives on hospitality and tourism. And under tourism, we cover various departments like hotels, restaurants, taxi operators, tour operators, travel agencies, vendors, suppliers. So this unprecedented challenge due to lockdown has had a severe impact on the revenue and the growth, the economic growth of the state. Many businesses have unfortunately shut down. Those people who were renting premises couldn't pay the rent because the overheads were constant. Either they went bankrupt or they have shut down for good. So in this situation, it was extremely difficult. It is a huge task to maintain salaries, maintain the resort, pay your constants like electricity, license renewals, and you don't get any kind of leverage or tax holiday. So it is like constantly you are going to keep on paying, and there is a huge financial crunch, and you need to depend on bank overdrafts so that you can keep the show going. I feel it is important to steer the ship to the desired destination. And this is what a leader does. Although management is facing difficult times, a leader needs to handhold and take the route less traveled, because none of us have traveled this route ever in our lives, nor did our ancestors. So genuine concern and compassion is very important in these troubled times, because everyone is living on the edge. There is so much of insecurity and instability out there. So if you reach out with care and compassion, I think that really touches people, and being transparent and honest with your employees, because they know what's happening. They are actually working their day in and day out. They see the influx of visitors. They see your mental state. They know that the environment and the climate is not good for tourism. And they support you if you're honest with them. So if you honor people, I feel they honor you. And we have used this time to train our employees to multitask. With COVID-19 in the first wave, most of the migrant workers left Goa. And there is a shortage of skilled labor. Not many have returned back. So then we had to make do with whatever is available and multitask and multi-skill them. We have implemented digital processes and technology, because that's the new norm going forwards, and highlighting moments of triumph through rewards and recognition. Anyone who has gone beyond and above their benchmark, you need to acknowledge that. You cannot take them for granted, even if the business is suffering. And the most important is being optimistic about the future, because that's where everyone is looking for hope. And I feel good days are just around the corner. And the best part is we have been very cautious about maintaining the standard operating procedures, about maintaining hygiene, cleanliness, sanitization, keeping distance, and vaccinating our staff too. So that comes to the next one. Why women entrepreneurship is important to you. We see a rise in women entrepreneurship today, and women are leading and running businesses successfully. Our own panel today justifies this, and I'm so proud. I'm not demeaning the men here. Please don't take it personal. It is a victory and celebration of a woman. And I feel they have achieved great heights and, achieved benchmarks. Women entrepreneurship is important for the growth and development of the society. When a woman is educated, she can express herself better, to be heard, share her views and ideas, get recognition for her choices, and manifest her dreams. It gives her a sense of identity and confidence. Their success stories also inspire other women, thereby generating job opportunities. In today's world, we see passion, hobbies, and traditional skills are now turning into livelihood and business opportunities, especially in COVID times. We see everyone operating homemade food. They are catering, they are baking cakes, there's apparel merchandising, all happening from the house. And these are the different small scale industries that are being tapped in COVID times, where a woman feels she can do her bit by contributing to the family income. And sometimes the husband has lost his job. And imagine to have that pillar of strength in the house where she looks after the house. And I think we all deserve a pat on our backs in COVID times to look after the family, work from home, with children doing online classes, no maids during COVID times and lockdown, and shelling out fresh food, which may not seem like the hotel staff, but it was wholesome, good, nutritive food where most of them turned healthy because they could avoid the junk food. So I think women have done an incredible job with multitasking.
Yes.
And till date, I feel that if a woman is given equal opportunities to be financially independent, she can not only contribute to the household income, but if need be, she can stand on her own 2 feet. If she's, for God forbid, goes through a divorce or has been abused in a marriage.
Yeah.
The GCCI, that's the Goa Chamber of Commerce, Women's Wing, realized that the resources of Goa are being underutilized. And they are now focusing on agriculture, food processing, where women are going to be considered an option to progress and improve this industry. So women entrepreneurship for me means women empowerment. And I think I've come to the last one. How do you support the same? I feel as a woman myself, I make a conscious effort to offer job opportunities for women in the resort. My vegetable vendor, my gardener, the kitchen helper, front office manager, my receptionist, sales and marketing team, my spa therapists, accountants are all women. I find them better with commitment, very honest, have attention to detail, good problem-solving skills, are extremely flexible, eager to learn, and want to go ahead and progress in life. They are great contributors. And if you go and approach them, saying that today is a very tough day, can you be there for a while? And she'll always support you and contribute to it. It gives me, I feel when you support women, it gives them confidence to face the world and empower them so that they're financially secure. It also opens marriage prospects for young girls. because then there is a promise that she'll support the family members and the children. And it gives that woman a sense of self-worthiness. That's all from me. Thank you, Mamta ji.
Fantastic, Supriya. That was fantastic, Supriya. With all
Thank
the
you.
new details coming up from a woman entrepreneur herself as to what one would feel being financially independent, being educative, being a contributor to the family, and the various other aspects of the women's life you have mentioned. That was pearls of wisdom, Supriya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, Mamta ji. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Shrupriya ji, for getting that detailed inputs. And it's a life story of your own. It is something
It is
not what
my
is
own
written.
experience.
Yes.
Yes.
So
It
we
is
are
my
so
life
happy
story.
having you on board,
Thank
and
you.
we are really glad and honored to have you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Uh,
Mamta ji, now we
Before
have
before Shilpa ji, you go ahead. I would request all the panelists to we have almost spent 1 hour 20 minutes. We have to cover more and more, and every single participant should need an opportunity to speak about and in throughout their heart. So I would request to kindly follow the timelines which have been given to you. Over to you, Shilpa ji.
Yeah, so we'll now travel from Goa straight to South Korea. And so we need that video from the global teacher Yoon.
Yes.
Please go ahead with that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's there. Can we see it on the screen, please?
Just are you able to listen to this?
See this. And I think here also, yeah, you're muted. Hello, everyone. So this is the introduction of the Korean teacher, Mr. Yoon Jong-hoon from South Korea. And his video has shown us already what Korea was and now how it is improving with fantastic standards. And South Korea not only excels in this, but many other aspects. And we've seen many of our medical professionals learning good amount of robotic surgery, in various fields from the South Korean hospitals too. So welcome, Mr. Yoon from South Korea, and your video has been quite interesting and showing us that if there is a will, there is a way. And now the answer to your question that what have we done for ourselves, for our family, for our country, I think whoever out here is, as you know, an entrepreneur always take risks. They also turn dreams into reality. They work hard for it. So I'm sure whoever out here from India and elsewhere can answer this question by saying that they have been a part and parcel of the little amount of growth or the contribution they have been doing for their family, for their country, and for themselves too. So yes, now when I give your introduction, you have been a fantastic teacher in the industrial side, and that is of course important because you deal with all kind of students, and you have also taught for a long experiencing period, that's about 30 years. And of course in that you have done a lot of things for the students. You have also collected a lot of donations from various agencies, and you have utilized them for teaching to your students, maybe 100 or 150, which of them have been there every year. And you've also been, because of your this hard work and good work, you have been awarded in 2009 with medals, in 2011 Education After School Awards, in 2012, then 2014 as a model public servant, in 2018 by Korea Rural Community Talent Sharing Award, and in 2020 the Global Teacher Prize Top 10. So congratulations for that, and over to you. So Dr. Rabia, are you there? Can you help him translate in case?
Absolutely, Dr. Shilpa, I'm very much there and ready with the discussion of his speech, actually.
You
So,
can put your video on, that would be beautiful.
yeah, I'll just do that.
So, Mr. Yoon, can you, I think you'll have to ask the question in that case. I'm sure you got to make it a little short because we are running short of time. So, you can just ask the relevant questions in the sense that from 4, maybe 2, because, some things have already been answered earlier through his video and otherwise. So please go ahead.
Yeah. So, I would like to ask Mr. Yoon Jong-hyun what exactly is according to him? What exactly is entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneur. I hope he can. Can he hear you? I'm sure.
I am sure he can.
But I mean, you have to ask in that language if you know.
Let me interrupt in between. Dr. Yoon?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
Now,
please answer this
you
question.
can go ahead. You already have questions. You can speak in Korean, and Dr.
Okay.
Rabia will translate it in the end. So you can complete your answers in Korea so that people in Korea who would be watching this video later on can interpret it, your speech, and then Dr. Rabia would complete it. We already have your answers with us. She would translate it later stage. You can have all the questions in one speech, and then probably she would take it over in English later. Thank you so much.
I will start.
Yeah, please.
I will Korean. 토크. 기업가 정신은 무엇인가에 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. 기업의 목적은 이윤 추구입니다. 즉 돈을 보지 못한 기업은 자연스럽게 없어집니다. 기업이 이윤을 극대화하기 위한 방법은 여러 가지가 있습니다. 나는 그 중에서 사람의 마음을 얻는 방법을 이야기하려고 합니다. 기업도 고객 또는 소비자의 마음을 얻어야 합니다. 그래야 물건이 잘 팔립니다. 나는 교사입니다. 내가 학생 마음을 얻었던 방법을 소개하겠습니다.
Dr. Yoon, you can finish all the questions, and Dr. Rabia, she would take over later.
Next answer, please.
Yoon, are you done with the first question?
Continue say.
Are you done with first question?
One question. I say Korean. You speak English. Translation.
You finish your whole speech, full speech.
And don't.
All questions. All questions one by one, and then she will say.
Okay, all questions I say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
네, 사람들은 장단점이 있습니다. 사람들은 남들보다 자기가 잘하는 분야에 하나가 있습니다. 학생들에게 장점만 칭찬해 줍니다. 장점을 칭찬하면 학생들이 자신감을 갖습니다. 장점 위에도 학생들에게 칭찬을 말을 주로 합니다. 칭찬을 하면 정말로 학생들이 자기 자신이 잘한 줄 압니다. 학생들에게 좋은 점을 칭찬을 꾸준히 해왔더니 기적처럼 학생들이 변화하는 모습을 보였습니다. 학생들과 소통하는 방법에 이야기하겠습니다. 사람의 마음을 얻는 것은 매우 힘듭니다. 학생들의 마음을 얻기 위해서는 교사가 진실된 행동을 보여야 합니다. 취업 정보 학생들에게 도움이 되는 신문기사 등을 스크랩해서 학생들에게 보여주면서 상담을 했습니다. 인터넷이 대중화되면서부터 신문기사를 블로그에 탑재해서 학생들에게 상담을 했습니다. 학생들 적성에 알맞은 취업 공부문을 보여주면서 고등학교 때 다닐 때 어떻게 계획을 세우고 자격증 준비를 해야 하는지를 가르쳐 주어서 목표 설정을 정확하게 해주었습니다. SNS를 이용하여 학생들의 관심사를 파악하고 상담에 이용했습니다. 주중, 주말, 방학 때 등 수시로 학생들에게 전화해서 어려움을 확인하고 모든 문제를 가르쳐 주었고 문자 메시지로 공부 시간과 내용을 확인하였으며 진로 방향을 제시했습니다. 주중에도 버스가 일찍 끊어져 집에 갈 수 없는 학생들에게 문자로 공부를 확인했습니다. 나는 교사로서 학생의 마음을 얻기 위해서는 많은 노력을 했습니다. 혹시 기업가인 여러분들은 고객의 마음을 얻기 위해서 어떠한 노력을 했습니까? 기업가는 고객의 마음을 얻어야 합니다. 그래야만 당신이 생산한 제품을 소비자가 소비를 합니다. 기업이 망하지 않고 살아남게 하는 것이 기업가 정신입니다. 기업이 파산하면 기업가 정신이 아무리 훌륭해도 소용이 없습니다. One question finish. I say 5 question.
Okay.
Continue. Say 1 question. Say.
Have you finished questioning and answering all questions in Korean?
Korean question. I prepared 5 question.
Okay.
I say 1 question. Say.
Okay.
4 question. I say Korean.
Yes.
예.
All 4.
제품의 서비스와 어떤 관련이 있습니까? 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. 나는 교사입니다. 학생들이 내 고객입니다. 우수한 학생, 성적이 나쁜 학생, 품행이 나쁜 학생 등 모두 내 고객입니다. 학생이 없다면 교사는 존재하지 않습니다. 교사도 일종의 서비스업이라고 생각합니다. 서비스업에 종사하는 사람들은 고객에게 친절해야 합니다. 나는 교사라는 직업을 가지고 있어서 편리한 삶을 영위하고 있습니다. 저는 30년 교직 생활 중 20년을 농어촌 학교에서 근무했습니다. 전라남도 농어촌에 소재하고 있는 특성화 고등학교는 입학 당시 중학교 성적이 대부분 80에서 100%에 해당되는 하위권 학생들이 입학합니다. 농어촌 소재의 특성화 고등학교 학생들은 기초 학력도 저지할 뿐만 아니라 공부를 하려는 의지가 박약하고 패백 의식이 젖어 있습니다. 의욕이 상실한 경우가 대부분입니다. 학교 생활과 인생이 뚜렷한 목표 의식이 없어서 학교 생활이 매우 불안정하고 흥미를 가지지 못해 결석이나 무단결석, 무단조퇴가 많은 편입니다. 나는 조건이 이렇게 안 좋은 곳에서 최선을 다하여 학생을 지도했습니다. 학생 눈높이에 맞추어서 교육을 했습니다. 기업도 고객 눈높이에 맞추어서 제품을 많이 팔 수 있습니다. 당신은 고객 눈높이를 맞추기 위해서 어떠한 노력을 했습니다. 자, 당면 과제는 무엇이며 전염병 발생 시 이를 어떻게 극복했습니까에 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. 나는 컴퓨터 컴맹입니다. 컴퓨터를 할 줄 모릅니다. 문서 작성할 때마다 젊은 선생에게 물어봅니다. 비록 내가 컴퓨터를 모르지만 남한국에서 내 제자들이 컴퓨터 자격증을 가장 많이 취득한 방법을 설명하겠습니다. 내가 근무하고 있는 고등학교는 학생들이 기술을 배우는 학교입니다. 기술을 배우는 것이 우선입니다. 정규 교육과정은 거의 모두 학교에서 배우는 과목입니다. 물론 컴퓨터 교육 과목도 있지만 배우는 시간이 적습니다. 현대의 사회를 살아가는데 컴퓨터를 잘 다루어야 합니다. 그래서 학생들에게 꼭 필요한 워드, 엑셀, 파워포인트를 방과 후에 가르쳤습니다. 내가 컴퓨터를 모르기 때문에 학생들에게 컴퓨터 문서 작성법을 설명해 줄 수가 없습니다. 그래서 학교 수업이 끝나고 방과 후에 학생들을 컴퓨터에 모읍니다. 학생들에게 자기가 잘하는 부분을 질문합니다. 어떤 학생들은 표를 잘 만들고 어떤 학생들은 수식을 잘 만듭니다. 그리고 어떤 학생들은 워드를 잘합니다. 어떤 학생은 파워포인트를 잘합니다. 나는 학생들이 잘하는 부분을 서로 모아서 워드, 파워포인트, 엑셀을 하는 방법을 완성시켰습니다. 학생마다 잘하는 항목이 분명히 있습니다. 컴퓨터를 잘하는 부분을 가지고 있는 학생이 잘 모르는 학생에게 설명해 줍니다. 이렇게 해서 선두 학생이 완전히 워드와 파워포인트, 엑셀을 완성합니다. 그 다음 선두 학생이 피라미드 형식으로 다른 학생들을 지도했습니다. 교사이지만 내가 잘 알지 못하기 때문에 학생들에게 설명해 줄 수가 없습니다. 학생이 학생들에게 설명해 주었습니다. 교사인 내가 학생 관리만 잘하면 되었습니다. 포토샵 지도 방법에 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. 포토샵은 특이하게 지도했습니다. 포토샵은 아는 학생이 없었습니다. 학생들이 꼭 배워야 하고 포토샵 자격증을 취득하기 위해서는 연습을 해야 했습니다. 내가 근무한 학교는 상업과가 있습니다. 상업과에서는 상업과 학생들이 포토샵을 배웁니다. 포토샵을 자격증을 취득한 여학생들이 있습니다. 그 여학생이 자동차과 남학생과 친구였습니다. 그래서 여학생에게 자동차과 남학생에게 포토샵을 가르치라고 부탁을 했습니다. 여학생이 학생이어서 학생들을 가르치는 방법을 모릅니다. 내가 여학생 옆에서 학생들을 가르치는 방법을 도왔습니다. 포토샵을 남학생들이 배웠습니다. 이렇게 해서 자동차과 남학생들이 3년 동안 40명이나 포토샵 자격증을 취득했습니다. 방법이 없으면 포기하지 않고 방법을 스스로 찾았습니다. 나의 경우에서 보시다시피 모든 상황이 불가능한 상황이었습니다. 컴퓨터도 모르고 학생들을 가르쳤습니다. 모든 것이 길이 있습니다. 사람들이 방법을 찾으려고 노력과 생각을 안 할 뿐입니다. 도전하다가 난간에 부딪히면 돌아가면 됩니다. 나무까지는 언제나 2개 이상입니다. 2개 중 1개의 방법으로 하면 됩니다. 언제나 가지 않았던 길에 대해서 궁금증과 후회는 있습니다. 목표에 도달을 할 수도 있지만 도달 못할 수도 있습니다. 목표에 도달하지 못할 때는 목표 근처까지는 갔습니다. 여성 기업과 정신이 왜 중요한가에 대해서 이야기하겠습니다. 지금은 여자도 얼마든지 능력이 발휘할 수 있는 세상이 되었습니다. 만약 여자들이 사회 장벽이 무섭다고 시도를 포기하고 노력을 안 한다면 이룰 수 있는 것이 아무것도 없습니다. 이 세상 반은 여자입니다. 여자들이 남자보다 잘하는 경우가 많습니다. 우리는 성공한 모습만 봅니다. 사람들은 성공의 이면에 얼마나 많은 어려움이 있었는가를 생각을 안 합니다. 노력 없는 성공은 없습니다. 나의 성공 요인을 설명하겠습니다. 제자들이 가난의 대물림을 벗어나고 안락한 삶을 주기 위해서 지도했을 뿐입니다. 나는 애국자도 아니고 공무원으로서 나에게 주어진 일을 충실한 것뿐입니다. 즉 직업 윤리가 투철한 것뿐입니다. 포기하지 않고 끊임없는 도전하는 도전 정신이 강합니다. 변화에 잘 적응하였습니다. 이것은 가장 중요한 요인입니다. 선택과 집중을 잘한 것이 두 번째 요인입니다. 학생을 적당한 위치에 잘 투입했고 모든 자원을 집중한 점이 키포인트였습니다. 도전하다가 난관에 부딪히면 돌아가면 됩니다. 나무까지는 언제나 2개 이상입니다. 2개 중 한 가지 방법으로 하면 됩니다. 언제나 가지 않았던 길에 대해서 궁금증과 후회는 있습니다. 목표에 도달할 수도 있지만 목표에 도달하지 못한 경우도 있습니다. 목표에 도달해 못했지만 목표 근처까지는 갔습니다. 만약 내가 노력하지 않았다면 성공하는 것은 아무것도 없습니다. 계획은 계획일 뿐이고 시작은 시작일 뿐입니다. 계획을 세워서 노력하지 않으면 어떤 것도 이룰 수가 없습니다. 여성 기업가를 지원하겠습니까? 대해서 말씀하겠습니다. 퍼스트 펭귄은 모두가 머뭇거리면서 눈치만 볼 때 바다에 제일 먼저 뛰어드는 펭귄을 말합니다. 현재의 불확실성을 넘어 용감하게 도전한 선구자를 의미합니다. 새로운 아이디어나 기술력을 가지고 새 시장에 과감히 뛰어드는 사람이나 기업을 말합니다. 바다에는 펭귄의 먹잇감도 많지만 바다 표범과 같은 펭귄의 적도 많습니다. 퍼스트 펭귄은 위험하고 불확실한 상황에서 모든 펭귄의 더 참여와 도전을 이끌어내는 역할을 합니다. 더 발전되고 더 살기 좋은 세상을 만드는 퍼스트 펭귄 같은 여성 기업가를 적극적으로 지원합니다. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Are you done, Dr. Yoon?
Yeah, I finished. I done.
Okay. Dr. Rabia, can you quickly translate his speech, which was in Korean, into English? But
Yes.
I request you to quickly do it because we have another panelist who are waiting in line and we need to finish in time. Thank you so much.
Yes,
We are already running late.
Absolutely, Ms. Mamta. I will try to, finish it off within next 5-10 minutes. Let me just write. It's a huge speech, though. So, hi all, very good evening. So, I'll be translating Mr. Yoon Jong-hyun's speech in English. The first answer, he says, I will talk about, according to you, what is entrepreneurship. The purpose of a company is to seek profit. In other words, companies that do not earn money naturally disappear. There are many ways for companies to maximize their profits. I'm going to talk about how to win a person's heart among them. Companies must also win the hearts of our customers or consumers. That way, the goods will sell well. I'm a teacher. Let me introduce how I won the student's heart. People have good points and bad points. People have one specific area they are better than others. I only praise students for their strengths. Students became more confident when they have praise. Besides the strength, I usually say compliments to students. If you praise students, they really think they are good at it. I constantly praise the students for their good points, and I saw their change like a miracle. Now, the third answer, I will talk about how to communicate with students. It's very hard to get people's hearts. In order to get closer to students, teachers must show sincere behavior. I had counseling by scraping job information and newspaper articles that help students. Since the popularization of the internet, I have been posted newspaper articles on my blog to consult students. I showed students employment notices which is suitable for their aptitude and taught them how to plan and prepare for a certificate so that they set their goals accurately. Using social media, I understood students' interest and used them for counseling. During the weekdays, weekends, and vacation, I called the students frequently to check their difficulties and teach them questions they did not know. Also, I checked the study time and contents by text message and presented the students' career path together. I checked the amount of study by text message, even the students who had to go home because the bus stopped early during the week. Next, as a teacher, I tried to win the hearts of students. By any chance, what efforts have you made to win the hearts of your customers? Entrepreneurs must win the hearts of their customers. Only then will the consumer consume the products you produce. Entrepreneurship is what keeps a company alive and not going bankrupt. If a company goes bankrupt, no matter how good the entrepreneur spirit is, it is of no use. I will talk about how do you relate it with the product or service offered by you. I'm a teacher. The students are my customers. Excellent students, students with poor grades, and students with poor conduct are all my customers. Without students, teachers do not exist. And I think teachers are also a kind of service industry. People in the service industry should be kind to customers. I have a job as a teacher, so I lead a convenient life. Next, he says, I worked at a rural school for 29 years out of 30 years of teaching. Most of the students' middle school grades at the time of admission are between 80 and 100%. Not only do the students of specialized high schools located in farming and fishing villages have poor basic education, but they are usually less willing to study, have a sense of defeat, and have lost their motivation. Students tend to be absent and leave without notice because of the lack of a clear sense of purpose in school and life. So their school life is very unstable and uninteresting. Next, he says, I did my best to guide the students in such unfavorable conditions. I educated at the students' level. A company can sell a lot of products only if it meets the customer's eye level. What efforts did you make to make the customer's eye level? Coming to next, I will talk about what are the challenges faced and how do you overcome them during the pandemic time. I am a computer illiterate. I'm not good at computers. Every time I write a document, I ask young teachers. Although I don't know computers, I will explain how my students got the most computer certificates in South Korea. The high school I work in a school where students learn skills. Learning the skills comes first. The regular curriculum is almost all about learning skills, of course. There are computer subjects, but there's little time to learn. In today's society, you have to be good with computers. So I taught the students essential Word, Excel, and PowerPoint after school. I can't explain to students how to write computer documents because I don't know computers. So after school, I gather students into a computer lab. I ask the students what they were good at. Some students make diagrams well, and some students are good at Word. Some students are good at PowerPoint. I have completed how to do Word and PowerPoint Excel by collecting the parts that students are good at. Each student clearly has something they are good at. Students who are good at computers explain to students who do not know well. In this way, the lead student completely completes Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Then the leading student guided the other student in pyramid form. I'm a teacher, but I can't explain it to students because I don't know well. The student explains the students. As a teacher, I only needed to manage students well. I will talk about how to teach Photoshop. Photoshop led in an unusual way. There were no students who know Photoshop. Students must learn and have to practice to get a Photoshop certificate. The school where I work has a commercial department. In the commercial department, commercial students learn Photoshop. There was a female student who obtained a Photoshop certificate. The girl was friends with a boy from the automobile department. So I asked the female student to teach Photoshop to the male student of the automobile department. Because she's a student, she doesn't know how to teach students. I helped the way to teach students next to the female student. Boys learned how to use Photoshop. In this way, In this way, 40 automobile students obtained Photoshop certificates over a 3-year period. Wow. If there was no way, I did not give up and found a way myself. That is awesome. Next, as you can see in my case, the whole situation was impossible. I did not even know computers and taught students. Everything has a way. People just don't try and think about finding a way. If you run into a difficulty while challenging, you can go back. There are always more than 2 branches of a tree. You can do it in one of the 2 ways. There are always curiosity and regrets about the path that I have not taken. You may reach your goal, but sometimes you don't. I did not reach my goal, but I got close to it. Now I will talk about why women entrepreneurship important according to you. Now, women can use their abilities as much as they want. If women give up trying and don't try because they are afraid of social barriers, there's nothing they can achieve. Half the world is a woman. Women often do better than men. We only see successful appearance. People don't think about how many difficulties were behind success. There's no success without effort. Let me explain my success factor. I only taught my students to escape poverty, give them a comfortable life in the future. I'm not a patriot. I'm just loyal to the work that's given me as a public servant. In other words, there's only a strong work ethic. I have a strong spirit of challenge and have adapted well to change without giving up. Perhaps this is the most important factor. Good choice and concentration are the second factor. The key point was to put the student in the right position and concentrate all the resources. If you run into a difficulty while challenging, you can go back. There are always more than 2 branches of a tree. You can do it in one of the 2 ways. There are always curiosity and regrets about the paths. I think it's been repeated. Yes. Yeah. I will now he talks about, I will talk about how do you support the same. First penguin means the first penguin to jump into the sea when everyone hesitates and looks around. It means a pioneer who bravely challenges beyond the current uncertainty. It refers to a person or a company that boldly enters a new market with new ideas or technology. There are many prey for penguins in the sea, but there are also many enemies of penguins, such as seals. The first penguin plays a role in bringing about other penguins' participation and challenges in dangerous and uncertain situations. We actively support female entrepreneurs like First Penguin who are making the world a better and better place to live. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was fantastic. And nice. Nice, Dr. Rabia, with the translation. And thanks, Mr. Yoon Jong-hyun, for that fantastic response to our questions with examples. And, mainly you have shown yourself, you have proved yourself as an edupreneur. In spite of not knowing some things and facing the challenges, you have come out winning and getting the things for your students. That itself shows that you are a very good edupreneur. Thanks, and nice to talk to you about it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yoon, for joining and sharing your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and now from South Korea, we fly down south to Dr. Aruna Bhatkar. Yes, Dr. Aruna.
Yes, good evening, one and all, and very to the respected guest, Dr. Sahadev Singh, and one and all present here on this platform, and the audience across. And my humble gratitude to Ms. Mamta Singh for providing this opportunity to share, our views as global women entrepreneurship. When I'm listening to each one of you, I'm just thinking that I'm just a planted seed now where I'm yet to sprout and, grow. I'm just a seed when I'm comparing or when I'm listening to all like Jitesh ji, Ms. Supriya and Dr. Shilpa, everybody, when I listen to them, I said, okay, there's a lot to learn in spite of being whatever your age is, there's lots to learn. So just a brief about me, if I could quickly. I know I don't have time. Let me know once the time is up. You just give me a signal, I'll stop. Okay. And yes, I come from an army background, and I born and brought up in the defense environment, which, you know, everybody knows that if that environment you are brought up, which means discipline, punctuality, everything comes together as a bundle. So I was blessed to be into that environment, and that when ethicality, when honesty, when truthfulness, everything is there in you, it is very difficult, you know, some of the time that you to move forward. Very, you know, to be very frank on that. So today I'm here in front of you, my dear fellow mates. Let me tell you, I never hesitate to tell I am a 12th failure. At the grade 12, I was a failure. And, you know, as those days, as very obedient kids of mama and papa, okay, very good. Okay, you're not interested in studies. Okay, we'll get you married. You got married and done. So, okay, you gone and got married. But then after, you know, you don't know still what you call in Hindi, you know, dunyadari, you still don't know about it, and you have stepped into a fire, and you're searching out how to, you know, what to do, how to save yourself. But then once we get into that, so we, okay, 7 years, kids, everything. But then I got to you know, due to many situations around, I had to step into to get a job. And the best part is, because I was born and brought up in MP, my Hindi was good. So I got as a Hindi teacher. And in those days, you know, Hindi teacher was a scarcity. Koi Hindi teacher was, no, we were not getting them. So I got as a job. But 5 years, I worked without my 12th pass, without any D.Ed, without any TCH, nothing. But those 5 years made me to understand, what am I? Whatever situation you got into, you know, made me understand, what am I? I got to know my potential. I got to know I am so good with people skills. I got to know I love students. I love children. So quickly I'm able to relate to students. And at the same time, the way to show that I want to do everything, you know, though I didn't know, but I want to do everything. Okay, send off, let me do it. Though I didn't know, I didn't have any experience. But to my surprise, I was always analyzing myself, am I really doing good? But at the end, when I see students who are happy, management is happy, teachers are very good in connecting, and I could learn from them. So I said, okay, these are my strengths. Right. And then after 5 years, I was put out of the school. Sorry, we cannot keep you because you are, you know, you don't have the required qualification. Okay. All right. Sit at home, cried for 2 months again. Okay. Based on the 5 years of experience, I got another teaching job. And there I realized, no, it will continue if I'm sitting in the same boat with the PU fail. So I went back to my college, and then I asked myself, I want to do my secondary. Oh, it was a very, you know, the sister said, okay, better late than never. I said, okay, sister, but please, whatever I have come back, please let me have. So then it started, and life is not a cakewalk. Everything is a difficult task to be going on. Things might be good, things might not be good in terms of every factor of life. But then I went on, I completed 12th. Then by then I completed my BA in Hindi. Then I joined the B.Ed, which was in distinction, which means that if a woman wants to do really something, nobody can stop her. And then I went and did entrance exam for masters. I passed, but then somebody, an intellectual, guided me, why don't you do your MA? By then I had already passed like 10, 12 years of my teaching job. You know, every school I have changed. Everywhere I would go, oh, you are not, you know, fixed in one school. You jump around very too much. I said, yeah, because I have a different story. And I tell you, I'm a curiosity person and I want to learn more. I cannot be stagnant and sit in one place and, okay, I'm done. I got my salary and I know I wanted to do more. And I wanted to reach out. And at the same time, I analyzed that how when Mr. Yoon was talking about education, I was, you know, relating to myself because I deal with students. So when I say students, management, principals, teachers, everybody are my strong strength, are the clients whom I am dealing with right now. So that is how I climbed up my journey. And when I talk about entrepreneurship, never in my dream I had thought that I would get into this. Never ever. And even for the job, I never ever thought that I would get into a job, because I wanted to be a nice, sweet housewife, but I couldn't be. I had to step out. I had to take drastic steps with my 2 kids. So yeah, so that was how. And today, when I'm looking at all the entrepreneurs amongst us, I see there's so much to learn. And with my teaching, then academic coordinator, then principal of CBSE and ICSE schools, then I joined Pearson as academic lead, and then the last job of mine was regional director of schools with Zealand Limited, and there I was like, I handled 10 schools at a go under my purview, and that is where it gave me more exposure, how to deal with 10 different chairmen, different districts, different states, Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, Mysore, and then 10 different principals. And among that, every school, 80 teachers, their culture is different. Tamil Nadu culture is different. Bangalore culture is different. South culture, everywhere it is different. So I learned there and got exposure to more. And then after that, and there I saw there is not much ethicality. There is so much of manipulation. They're not giving more, focus on academics to groom the children, but only on, how many admissions did I get and how. But then I thought, no, this is not what exactly I am looking for. With my experience, I definitely want to do something much better. That is when in 2017, I started my venture, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. So according to me, what I understand entrepreneurship is that it is actually the term which means that a catalytic agent and an instrument in where sustaining the process of economic development, or you say with innovative ideas, with your thoughts that are coming up. It is a change agent that brings in you. And especially when you don't have finance, especially when you don't have support, especially when there is nobody beside you, where they say, aage jao to khaiye, piche jao to khaiye, baju mein giro to kuan is side giro to waise. So when that is there, then you have to be very, very more careful. And you know very well, education sector is the one which are paid very low. And especially when you start without any education, a very low understanding of getting the salary. So entrepreneurship is nothing but new ideas as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, or services that you give. And that leads to entrepreneurship. Your ideas, setting it up gets into your entrepreneurship. And that setting up of business or your service or your procedure is what we are talking about today. So that is what entrepreneurship means to me. But then it also has so many aspects to keep, like you have to be versatile, you have to be flexible, as Ms. Supriya was talking about and Jitesh was talking about, money savvy, steady cash flow, then resilient towards people, very focused, business smart, and then good communicators. But then I am not business smart. I am very good only to, as Jitesh said, giver and a giver. So that is what I am, and I'm not good in business. So I think I have n number of smart people here to learn business, how to go forward. Yes, so these are the things that we really need to focus on. And at the same time, passionate. And that passion doesn't allow me to sleep. How do I do? What do I do? And right now, when I am talking about my my organization, it is we can count it as a scalable startup. It is still scaling up. It is a scalable startup, and it is, I have two organizations now. Like one is Harvest Education Transformation Solutions and HETS Foundation. And HETS Foundation, I came up for the same reason: women entrepreneurship and holistic humanity development, gender equality, and reaching out to the remote areas where education is needed. So in 2017, almost 3 decades into my education, what my experience, I came up with teacher academic programs, teacher efficiency programs, student exploring programs, and fostering, parenting, all the pedagogy aspects of a school. But unfortunately, as I said, that part of time, wherever, whomsoever I spoke to with regards to our service, and ours is only service, no content, but yes, for training modules we do that, but not to be selling the content. So all would ask, where is your office? Can you show me your recommendations? And do you have any YouTube channel, or do you have any media page where I can get a proof that you are really doing these things? So the 30 years of experience goes down the drain. Okay, I don't know anything, right? So that is where these questions make you think as to what it is. And then, however, half of your energy goes explaining, proving them, and especially person like me who didn't knew branding at all, or flaunting yourself or marketing yourself. I didn't know anything of it, but only knowledge was there with me, and that is what I had, the treasure with me. As we say, education is a treasure, that a property that you can carry wherever you go. So this is how it was. And when I talk about the 3 decades of this, I did conduct 20 projects under my own. I used to connect with schools. I used to send the proposals. I used to go and conduct trainings. I myself did a one-woman show in, from 2017 to 2019 as the one who did, and I have really worked hard towards it. But when we talk, as I said, this pandemic, it's a blessing in disguise, I should say, though it was a challenge. And the last year I was as a principal, and I had to come back to Bangalore. I was in North Karnataka, and I had to come back to Bangalore. And trust me, because of this, the school got bankrupt. I was not paid for 6 months' salary, and I was back to Bangalore. And here, pandemic situation, no people around me. And that is when that taught me what I need to do. I learned so much about how to go about business, how to do branding, how to build network, online technicalities. And to be very frank, I never say I'm very great, but very humble to come up to the level that our heads could sign up with, yes, you can international UK and Indonesia with the university, and we are collaborating and we are doing trainings and education, what we want to do. And how to do branding, बोलते हैं अगर सच्चे मन से कुछ इच्छा करो तो सारी कायनात, the whole cosmos collects to give you everything that you really want it very badly, and I want to really do it. So then I got a media partner, a friend of mine. He said, don't worry, she said, we will be your partner. So now I'm partnered with them. And the best part was, because of the communication or whatever, my people skills, I got around people around me honorarily to join and do the services, which we are doing. If you could check my FB page, you would definitely know. I think Miss Mamta knows about it, a bit about it. Yes. But how long will this honorary go? We have to roll out on the finance part, right? We have to. So there was a plan A, which I did. I collected 20-30 members. Then I did plan B. Now the plan C, what I worked out without any business skills, I'm just working out. Now the plan C, what I'm working out. People, trust me, my dear friends, it is really blessed. It is really working out step by step. I am going little by little. And that's why I said I'm just a seed, just planted in the soil, and I'm just yet to come out. So then now,
just to interrupt, sorry to interrupt. Kindly take another 2 minutes to.
I'm done. Almost done. Yes, I'll finish it. So we also now I'm started soft skill training to engineering students of Hyderabad as well. We are doing a couple of activities, and with my Heads Foundation, I launched it last year, 2020, March on the International Women's Day. And we had really a good time with our Women's Rights Commissioner, a lady who was the chief guest, and a transgender was a chief guest. And we had really good thoughts from them, how we could. And within a span of 5 to 6 months, and that focuses on women empowerment, women entrepreneurship, Sanskriti, Abhivriddhi, holistic humanity development, and gender equality. And that is giving us, recently we took up a village at Talgada in Andhra, where 3,000 population, and with the little amount what I could do, I collected 6,000 surgical masks and I distributed there, because one of our board director is in Andhra, so she distributed there. And then around 400 kgs of rice that we did for the orphanage and for the old age, we distributed during the COVID. And that was the simple small steps that I'm taking forward. And yes, and the best part was in 2019, there was an investor who came and he said, I'm really good. I'm so happy with your thoughts and the venture that you have. I really want to invest. Unfortunately, as I said, one way blessing in disguise, and the other way it's a minus point, that investment couldn't come in because of the COVID. There was some mishap in their family and it didn't come in. But still, I never, ever give up. And why entrepreneurship is important? Because when we think back, now I'm 57. When I think back of my age and, when I was young or something like that, then it is like, we have started to come out of our limited circle. Whether anybody puts you down, whether your parents put you down, whether your children put you down, whether anybody outsiders put you down, you are good for nothing. Nothing should hamper you, or nothing should be an obstacle for you, because if you block your mind, you're not going forward. And that is what I have learned through the years that I have come at. And now women are now occupying the corporate position, as previously regarded as only masculinity, but outspacing the male counterparts in some. There's definitely not the demeaning the masculinity or the male fraternity, but yes, the taboo is breaking down slowly. So women are bringing a different set of perspectives to problem solving that can enhance the quality of the solution in every aspect, at home, at the profession, at people. Every step we are the solution providers, because one way nor the other, we need to know, instead of getting depressed, instead of taking a back seat, go ahead and find out a solution, focus on that, solve it, get on to others. That is what I advise all the women who really want to. So here, the country development, as we all talk about, it's into economic, social, political dimensions, where every field women are up right there. And where the 50% of the 50 or 60 or 75% constitution of women are there into, all over. So definitely that is going to take a healthy nation building, because women is an essential they are essential in their economic activities as well, to become more financially independent, to be educated, to be grooming. And as per NEP, new education policy comes in vocational, whether they are rural women, whether they are rural students, whether they are rural teachers, anybody, we have to scale them up, train them up, and build them for the future. So it's coming to the end, it's like an extension of the kitchen activities, groceries, finance, how to manage. Okay, so morning design, what to plan for breakfast, what to plan for afternoon, what to plan for evening. Okay, that is the strategy that we are building it up. But yes, it is an extended division of it, where women entrepreneurs are really doing exceedingly well than the male counterparts. As every man here on our platform, on this WEICI, it is like we're praising women. So proud that, oh yes, I am also stepping into that and taking lessons from all the educators here. Now, women entrepreneurs tend to be highly motivated, self-directed, and also exhibit a high internal focus of control and achievement. Researchers contended, we have been researched that women business owners possess certain specific characteristics that promotes their creativity and generate new ideas and new ways of doing. As I said, plan A, plan B, plan C. Let me see if I have to come up to plan 4, right? You never know. So, and the only way is the uncultivated talents of young women can be identified, train them, groom them for various types of industries to increase the productivity, either of the education sector, either of the industrial sector, and as well as the nation. The COVID-19 pandemic, is a dead or alive challenge to all of us and all other fields and companies. Yet again, let me not miss it out. It is also an opportunity for business transformation and upgrading. Now you're building it up, now you're basing it up. But when it is live, when we come again back to a normal, that will definitely scale you up into a productive and financial, because now you're building up the base. And the pandemic not only tests a business essential capacity, but it also tests a business leader's adaptability and vision. So in the end, I would like to say, let us each women entrepreneur lift other women to build up the nation instead of putting them down. Lift them, give them whatever support you need, and for their own economical independency, self-confidence, because when women become successful in any field, the next generation of women is more likely to emulate their success. Thank you so much. This is I have to say. I hope I've not taken a lot of time, Ms. Mamta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna Vatkar, and that was a fantastic talk with a lot of takeaways for everyone, not only us, it's both the ways, and I'm sure everybody has benefited from what you have said and your experience, of course, and what you rightly said, कि जब कोई चीज सोच लेते हो तो कायनात अपना काम करती है. So it's the law of karma. What you do as a giver, it comes around and it comes back to you in what form you do not know. So now from south, we fly down to Maharashtra to Yati Raut. Hi, Yati, how are you? Fine. So if I give a brief introduction, just a little of it. And I'm sure you are dealing with the restaurant business, or maybe what we call yes, you are also with the startups. So startup is what has been with you for a long time, with your experience with breakers, then in catering business, and now with your own startup. You know, what you have done is something very admirable, and that is what you work for the female hygiene. And you have made a product for them, which also works for, you know, women empowerment, and you also lead to various organizations like Step Up Mahila Udyog and Step Up Entrepreneurs team, and of course you are going stronger by the day, and you are committed to the welfare and the well-being for women. And the product which you have launched is the India's only biodegradable sanitary napkin called labeled Step Up. So congrats on that. And it requires guts to do something like this, to talk about this, to manufacture this, to distribute it. And I'm sure you are distributing it in all over Maharashtra, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, you got to, you know, we appreciate your effort. And we also in our society have this, you know, we call it a ad campaign, and you know, we collect a lot of it, and you know, we do the distribution wherever necessary, and at the same time we talk about, you know, the female hygiene. And it's good to be bold, and it is good to come out from this, because yet if you know, we talk to certain gynecologists, we find that people yet have got the, you know, stupid old ways which were uncultured and, you know, unhygienic, yet going on in some, you know, parts. But yet we are, of course, in the process, we are improving, we are talking about it, we are making people aware, we are telling young people to use it, and you know, it's fantastic. So congrats for your effort, and congrats for your this Step Up thing. And so in brief, please, if you could, you know, just answer the questions quickly in brief.
Yes. Namaste. Thank you so much for this short and sweet introduction of mine. Usually we said, don't whisper, just step up. just speak out. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity on this platform of WEICI to be a part of this World Entrepreneur Day Enclave 2021. And a big thanks to Mamta ma'am and for wonderful introduction of mine. Thanks, Shilpa ma'am. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
So I had been asked, what is the entrepreneurship? In my views, I'm little scary. In my views, entrepreneurship is beyond the setting.
Nobody is going to lift
business.
you up. Go ahead.
But Yati, it's a request. Kindly do it little faster,
Yes,
because
yes,
we
yes,
have
definitely,
our
definitely,
guest of
definitely.
honor,
I'll-
Kalyani Jogu, who is joining from Mauritius to take over. And then our chief guest, Dr. Sadev Singh, he would be guiding us through his wisdom. Thank you so
I'm
much.
finishing it this within 10 minutes. In my
Please.
views, yeah, in my views, the entrepreneurship is beyond the setting up the business or taking the financial risk. As myself is a social entrepreneur, I would say it's creating new ideas for our society. Of course, with the risks and challenges are there to brush off your mind each and every day. We as an entrepreneur are the dreamers who can see the dreams with their open eyes and will run behind that dreams, overcoming all the challenges. We focus on the goal of the success of every aspect which are connected with it. So we are the entrepreneurs. I am the entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, and I am looking for my society, my girls and my women for better health and hygiene. The second question is, how do you relate it with your product offered by you? As we are in sanitization industry, we are focused on health and hygiene of my girls. I feel I am blessed. Really, I am blessed that God give me the opportunity to serve the better health with our biodegradable step-up sanitary napkins to my girls and my women of the nations, who will be the future of my nation. Mamta ma'am's third question was, what are the challenges you faced and how you are overcoming it? We face challenges not only in pandemic, but the whole years, days and days, we are facing the challenges. We are facing the many problems, but where there are problems, there are solutions. And we all know that more than 86% of girls and women are not using sanitary pad yet in India. And rest 12 or 13 or 14% of women and girls are using the sanitary napkins, but they are not knowing that sanitary napkins are of using of plastic or chemical in that, so which creates many health issues for them. But our biodegradable sanitary napkins is the only solution, and I proudly say that we are the only Swadeshi napkin, that is sanitary napkins industry step up, that serving our nation girls. Our TV channel shows as big brands of advertisement, which are there in running market of sanitary napkins, but not showing the adverse effects could be affect my girls or my women in India, my society. But these napkins with plastic and chemicals, there are the solution that we had made, that are biodegradable napkins. And my nation's girls, my focus is to my girls and my women should use that and can be free from the any healthy problems or healthy issues they are facing. The next question was, why women entrepreneur is important? As we all know, women are multitaskers. We can do many things at a time. There is an example in sitting with us, Mamta ma'am. So as we all know, we are the multitaskers, so we can do much better. There is no impossible word in our dictionary with any woman, because this is the word itself says, I am possible. So we can grow a better word with ourselves. I'm happy that we are on path on this wonderful women's world. And the final question was, how do you support them? As myself is a woman entrepreneur, I trust my team, my girls. I support them with my ideas. Of course, my brother support me, and his name is Swapnil, and he supports me, and I am now in this industry to serve the nation and my girls with the sanitary napkins, biodegradable sanitary napkins. I'm very happy to share you the thing that now more than 1,000 self-help groups of women are with us to sell to and service, to give service to the all women for the sanitary napkins. And that's all. We are here to serve better India. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Yati. That was a fantastic.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr. Shilpa. I would just like to mention a few things about Yati. I've been knowing her since last 5 years, and she has been doing amazing work in this area, wherein, you know, with her own investment, with her own dedication, she have almost get through all the districts of Maharashtra. And yes, of course, challenges and problems what she has faced throughout are immeasurable, but yes, with those all challenges, she is just going ahead, and her brother is supporting indeed. And she has an aim to reach out to all the Indian state, and we wish you all good luck to Yati, for your work. And we would be looking forward if you need any kind of help in this arena. And yes, I'm looking forward for others also. If you can support and if you can help her in your district, it would be, amazing thing. Thank you so much, Yati. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Dr. Shilpa, please.
Yeah. Now we go to Kalyani ji.
I think Mahashweta ji, she's left, I guess. Anyways, you can take over with Kalyani ji.
Yeah. So just to, introduce Kalyani ji. So she is our connection to Mauritius. She is the executive member of the Mauritius Labour Party. She is the deputy administrative secretary of it. She is also the member and the secretary general of Mauritius Party. So she has a political career as well as an educational. She's also in the educational field, and that is how experiences are also there. She's the president of the Federation of Women Entrepreneurs, and she has various awards to her credit. And also she has also lots of award to her credits, and she's also, earlier being the mayor of Delhi for social service and others. So with this small and brief introduction, I welcome Kalyani ji on our platform. Over to you, Mamta.
I welcome Kalyani ji on WEICI platform, and yes, I would request kindly unmute yourself so that you can address to the session.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mamta ji. Namaskar to all of you. I must really say thank you, Mamta ji, for inviting me again on your platform. And
always our pleasure, Kalyani ji, because you are one of the pillars who is sitting in Mauritius and helping and supporting and encouraging every day in and out and following our activities. And we're looking forward to have one base in Mauritius with you. And please guide us through, because you come from such an immense experience, and you have already worked on a global front on entrepreneurship in Africa, in Mauritius, and other international destination. And we're looking forward to build a strong community in Mauritius too, through your help and support. So kindly address the forum with your views. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mamta ji. As I say, I mean, before we start, I'd like to congratulate the male folk who are on the platform today. And that shows that gender equality is being respected somehow. And I should congratulate you, because you select, and you didn't believe only for Women Entrepreneur Day to have World Entrepreneur Day today. I wish you all a happy World Entrepreneur Day. And I'm impressed by all the speakers who have spoken. Each one of them has got something in them that has touched us somewhere. I would say, like Mr. Khanna, I'm impressed by his praise towards women, which is very rare. I mean, being a woman is most of the time being taken as a second-class citizen. But here on your platform, I heard men admitting they have come through because of their mother, their wife, and their grandmother, and it's being appreciated. The woman's power, I would say. And Supriya as well, Supriya ji, you said something that about solutions. And I would say that solutions, you don't come with problem. Having a problem is creating another problem. So you come with solutions. Now, Mamta ji, I would tell you as well now, for this 5 questions in 10 minutes, it's very difficult to, you have seen, if you really want to have what is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is it's a wide sector on its own. And for me to say, I want to tell you what is entrepreneurship, they are entrepreneur, they have given their example, they have given their experience in their work. Right now, I was an entrepreneur before too, with the family in the field of aluminum, powder coating, and granular paint from the heritage paint from Hyderabad. So as I say, I mean, to be an entrepreneur, I would go on those lines, because I know time is limited. And I will englobe your 5 questions and give you the guidelines of a new entrepreneur. What would a new entrepreneur do? They have listened to the experience of those already existing. The word entrepreneur itself, what does it mean? Entrepreneur, entreprend in French, means to undertake. So once you undertake, be it a woman cooking laddus at home, being someone doing gardening as a business, house to house, being a carpenter, being whatever, you call yourself an entrepreneur, whatever category or group you fall in. Now, under entrepreneurship, I would say there are a lot of categories of entrepreneurship. We have the small entrepreneurship, the syllable startup entrepreneurship. We have the small entrepreneurship. We have the social entrepreneurship. I'm not going to go into details of those, because that will take 1 hour. Yeah. So we'll delete the explanation of those. Rather, I would say that, say, for example, you have many sectors. And those small sectors, apparently, they overflow somehow because most of them are women entrepreneurs who are in the small sectors. You have very few big entrepreneurs who are women, but doesn't mean that they don't have. We do. Now we come to the undertaking. Like I say, entrepreneur, when you undertake, what are the qualities you need to have? I've heard all the speakers speaking. I've grabbed here and there from them, and I'm telling you what I heard. You need to have ability to be a successful entrepreneur. You need to be to have readiness to develop, organize, and run a business. You need to choose. You have to have a choice of your sector. Now, one would not go into choosing a sector which is not blooming. So you have to be careful when you invest. As an entrepreneur, if you're a small entrepreneur, you know, many entrepreneurs do not have a background of entrepreneurship. They start and they sell on the road, they sell from home and whatever. But very important is the blooming sector. You have to make sure that you are choosing the blooming sector. Number two, whether you'll have, say for example, I have chosen to have a shop. I must make sure that I'll be able to fill up the shop and have finance for it. Many of us start a business without a plan, especially small entrepreneur. They have no knowledge of accountancy. So if you are cooking, say for example, you are making roti, oil, flour, and salt, that might be boring to whoever is sitting on that table because you run big businesses. But it's very important for us to know the grassroots entrepreneur, how do they live? And very important again, that digital entrepreneurship, the e-commerce is important. So it's your blooming sector, your finance sector, your training. One has to have training. If you ask me, I'm opening a carpentry business. I would say, no, I have no idea. Maybe I know what wood is all about, rosewood, teak wood, and whatever, but I do not know the ABC of carpentry. So I would suggest a training in that sector is very important for the sector to bloom. Many women entrepreneurs used to be in catering business before, but now I would say they represent, many sectors. You go in any sector, you would find that woman entrepreneur exists in that sector. So I would say, I would move to the characteristic of entrepreneurship rather. I heard Mr. Khanna saying, taking the risk, ability to take risk. It's true. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be courageous. You have to know whether you can undertake the loss that you will face further, whether you want to take the risk of being that entrepreneur. And nowadays, especially, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to think of innovation. What new product can you add to the market? And especially if it's a crowded market, you have to be more economical. You know, you have to know where you can, if you are going to produce that, will it be economical? So one has to be very careful of what we want to produce. An entrepreneur should have a vision too, vision for a vision, and leadership qualities, because you have to have a clear vision. And leadership quality would be like, it's paramount, I would say. As leaders impart of their knowledge and they guide as well towards the right path of success. So I feel if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have certain qualities. You have to be also open-minded. Say, for example, every circumstances can be an opportunity for an entrepreneur. But are you ready for the change? So if you see, if it's an opportunity which will be used for the benefit of the country, like for example, online transaction. Many countries do not have, say in Africa, They would not have an online transaction maybe, but we have, you have in India. So many sectors, entrepreneurship, those entrepreneurs who are dealing with their business, small entrepreneur, should be also acquainted to the online transaction. So they should be educated somehow by the government. Mr. I'm pointing out at Dr. Sadev right now that maybe you could consider helping the woman entrepreneur of giving them courses of computer training. Whereas if they have computer training, they cannot afford it, or even give them a small computer for their business. Whereas they could learn how to fill up their balance sheet, their debit and credit, and gets into the job easily. Because most of the small entrepreneur, when they go and buy stuff for their, say for example, they're making a cake to sell, they would take that money and give it to the children to go to the school. And that doesn't mean they would not be, they're not accountable to the business. Naturally, that business will go for a loss ultimately. You also need to be flexible. An entrepreneur, I think, should be flexible and open to change according to the situation. Because right now, for example, we are in a situation whereby we have to develop something better, innovate, because after the pandemic, economy is very poor everywhere. Our economy is facing red lights. We all know that, and we're not going to go into the details of that. But if you want to be a top entrepreneur, you should be equipped to embrace change in a product or in the service as and when required, because this is very important. And our last characteristic that I would say, you should know your product well, what you're producing. Also be aware of the latest trend of the market. If it's a product, say for example, we women, we like cosmetics. Now, if you bring something Kohinoor, I would say, what is that? Have I used this before? Are my friends using it? Is it popular, or is it going to damage your skin? So it should meet the demands of the current market. At least you know what the market needs. You market it first before you have a survey done before you enter a new product. Now, the importance of entrepreneurship comes into your questions. As I say, I've englobed 3 questions into one, listening to your friends, our colleagues who have spoken. Now, entrepreneurship would also bring, it will generate employment. As I already said, the increase of standard of our family living, and new products, new venture, innovation again. You see, this innovative word is repeated all the time because we need change. You see, in the past, people used to adapt to a cake which is not properly cooked. But today, one wants a packing. One wants a proper thing. It has to be attractive for you to sell it on the market. Otherwise, nobody wants it. So it has to have an impact as well on society and community development. If you, that again, I'm going to ask our chief guest again to listen carefully to that, because that impact of society and community development lies with the government, also in collaboration with WEICI, for example. And we should say special thanks to Dr. Sadev to be amongst us today, because usually government officers, government ministers, I was an MP, I was a PPS myself. I know I used to make time for people, but people do not, politicians do not have time to come and sit and listen for 4 hours. So all of you who are here, we are business people, you are here for a purpose. It's a publicity for you on this platform. People are listening from all over. And I even was just writing something about the step thing, the pads, sanitary pads. I see in certain countries, I know of a country, Netherlands. I think the woman minister has said to distribute, the government distribute to the lower level people, distribute free of charge. So this is a business again where government support women entrepreneur. by helping women in general as a population as well. And then it helps towards a more stable and high quality of community life. And a society becomes greater if the employment base is large and diversified. It helps to also increase the income and better standard of living. Last, it also promotes research, general construction, and development in the economy. Like I say, challenges are there. Say the last question would be your challenges in the facing women entrepreneur, right? In the midst of COVID-19, when women do better economic, when women do, I mean, the economy is better. I mean, I am glad, again, I'll refer to Mr. Khanna, he's the man who has spoken, yet we haven't heard Dr. Sadhdev. But Mr. Khanna has clearly pinpointed, women are trustworthy and they are reliable. And in very few words, they play a crucial role in the economic development of each country, of their families too. And many turn to be an entrepreneur to secure times of financial hardship in their home. I'm sure in your association, there are many Mamtaji. So before we end up, I will tell you a bit of how entrepreneurship started in Mauritius. In 1996, we had a Minister of Women and a full-fledged ministry. So there were no entrepreneurship that time. Women were not coming out of their homes even. They were housewives, most of them. But now, after 96, there was a Women Entrepreneur Council created in the Ministry of Women for Women Entrepreneur. From there, the ministry, the government gave a grant under the Grameen scheme, a grant of 50,000 rupees, which I found at that time it was less, because to buy machinery, to buy all this, it's still a little bit of money that you couldn't invest just 50,000 rupees to start a business. If you want to have a popcorn machine, you want to, a small little thing, huh? But then you require money. As I said, finance is one of the factors that we would require. So if the government, the minister, like I say, our Women Entrepreneur Council, first of all, they gave the grant under the Grameen scheme. And secondly, they put a microcredit scheme to the facility of women entrepreneur on a loan basis at a very low interest rate. So many small enterprises were opened by women grassroots level because they could afford through the loan. And then as time goes by, recently in 2005, 2006, women entrepreneurs were given a booster loan, 350,000 rupees. So there, the 350, at least, that will come roughly about 650 Indian rupees. So you can start a small business with that, reasonable. So like I say, the Women Entrepreneur Council, the ministry also had a market center open, whereby the grassroots level entrepreneur could go and market their products. They leave it to be marketed, and people would visit that market and have, their goods sold. And we also used to have that time the Mauritius Export Development and Investment Corporation, that the media would have all the entrepreneurs going together for international exhibition. So we used to participate. I used to be the president of the FEMCOM, that is Women Entrepreneur for Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. As you know, I mean, right now, the best base, I would say, Mauritius is the best platform for the Afro-Asian link. So India and Africa through Mauritius makes good business, because you can always come into the free port of Mauritius, have semi-finished goods from India, get it into Mauritius in the free port, have a free port company, get 35% value added to that, and then it's Mauritian make. So once you have a Mauritian make, You have benefits on the South African Development Community front. You have benefits on the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa. COMESA, they give you 100% duty-free of exports amongst the country. So that gives a good profit margin to the entrepreneur, even the grassroots level or whatever. So those facilities have helped, you know, in a way. Now, women, ever since, I would say, with all the facilities, women emancipation has firmly been the move with female entrepreneurship on the rise in Mauritius. And we're doing business, creating awareness, giving opportunities to encourage more women to face new challenges. They reflect in all sectors, I would say, right now. So you would know there are women pilot to engineer, mechanic, and they all, unfortunately, they are not entrepreneur, but they go into the entrepreneurship too. Nowadays, it's easy for women to start a business in Mauritius, as there are a lot of amendments being done to the law, and one could always enjoy. Even now, there are loans being given in the pandemic for women entrepreneurs, for general, whereby they could flourish their business. And Mamta ji, I would say, take this opportunity. We are on a desk of World Entrepreneur Day today. So I'm inviting you officially with your team of entrepreneurs soon, as we get together, we sign our MOU for your with your chamber and our movement of women solidarity. We would definitely invite you to participate in an exhibition whereby Maharashtra, Gujarat, and all South, East, West, everywhere, North, could come together, women entrepreneur, and have an exhibition in Mauritius. We have done that in the past, whereby people used to make bangles and everything.
Excellent.
Now,
Excellent.
like I say now, to conclude, Mamta ji, मैं आपको बोल रही थी, I would congratulate you. मैं आपको बोलूंगी, to end up, there are no secret to success. There are no secret to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, planning, and learning from failure. And I heard somebody saying, don't quit in one of the entrepreneurs. One should learn how to restart, knowing that your vision can change the world. So thus saying, Mamta ji, आपको मैं निमंत्रण देती हूँ मॉरिशस आने के लिए, and बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपने हम लोग को आज इकट्ठे हुए हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योर के बारे चर्चा हुआ है आज, और मैं सोचती हूँ कि ये बहुत अच्छी काम किया आपने, और जरूर आप फूलो फलो आपकी चैम्बर में, और I am sure you'll become a good politician of your country very soon. ये मैं डॉक्टर सदेव से भी बोल रही हूँ, like women entrepreneur, they start from grassroots level, they study the country, they go into the economy, and they should climb up to the political level too. Thank you so much. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और मौका दिया हम लोगों को बोलने के लिए, और हम लोग जरूर मॉरिशस, जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं ये छोटा भारत है, तो ये जरूर आप, हमारे देश छोटा भारत आप ही की होम है, your second home, Mamta ji, and all of you from India. So please feel free and let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kalyani ji, for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Invitation. I hope we all are included in that, along with.
Of course.
Each their own field, whether scientific field, business field, or hospitality field, or whichever field. So
yeah,
thank you for that. Yes, Mamta, over to you.
I think Kalyani ji, you have almost covered, and all the panelists around here has really made my day and helped me to fulfill my purpose of doing this event, wherein, you know, collaborating, getting everyone together, because need of the hour, you know, considering the current pandemic, you can't grow alone. You need people and expertise and experience to go ahead, and you just can't move ahead. If your visions are going global, you need to be, a person who collaborate, who get people along with you, and then you lead ahead. And yes, you are a finest example of being in Mauritius and doing so many things. Yes, be looking forward coming to Mauritius soon once things get settled, considering the pandemic. And yes, looking forward for long-term relationship with your organization and WEICI. Now, the time has arrived wherein we invite our special guest of today evening to address our forum. Yes, I take this opportunity to invite Dr. Sardev Singh, who represents Government of India and who is here with us. Dr. Sardev, please join us and kindly address the session.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mamta ji. And you really, what I
We're not
thought.
able to see you, sir.
Yeah. Not even.
You're not able to. Yes, please.
Okay. So being a director of WEICI India, you are really playing a very great role. And because of you, now we are all together here on this occasion, on the same stage now, being from the Mauritius and from this South Korea to over this Indian different parts of the country. And really that madam, Shilpa, she has played a very great role being a moderator, and I have heartily appreciate her. And not only appreciation, she is really playing a very good role.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not thanks, but not appreciating what you are doing. That's your credit, actually. That goes to you.
It's a matter
So,
of interest.
yeah,
How you do it.
yeah. Even now I have listened because earlier I have not listened about my own personal story, whether from where, right from this, the 10th metric standard to this level, how I reach. I have not listened properly, but you conveyed where I hope so. And I just missed out, I think, the one point. Even 1986, when I joined, even after just immediately passing out the 10th standard, I was married also. That was the point. Yeah. So that was the point. You never, I think, listened that. And so simultaneously, I did my all the academic and my this family and the professional life concurrently. So that is the thing which I just, in a nutshell, I have told you.
Yes.
Now let us come to this. Why this? What's the purpose of this? Actually, the today's event is because the whole world is just managing. Because that purpose is to create the awareness for the entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership throughout the globe. Not only that day to celebrate the people who start the business alone, but also involve the founders, managers, producers, contractors, even the industrialists, innovators, I can say the administrators as well, designers and producers. So for making this event very fruitful, your WEICI has invited everyone to organize the happening throughout the country, or I just attend as a globe as a whole. So really wonderful your WEICI is doing. And also it's my great opportunity to have just to share my and just listen to whatever be the exposure different entrepreneurs they have. Right from this Mr. Khanna, he really talked about the empowerment and the great role of the ladies. On that point of view, I can also say that really the ladies have many roles. Being a house lady, he can play and he has to serve at. Being office, he's just to play many different roles. I can say that Lord sees the shape of goddess. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Because the key points now I am going to deliver. So ladies' shape is just being a shape of the goddess. In which shape we can say the Saraswati, the Lakshmi, or the Kali. Kali means so she can play wherever ever what demands the situation. She can make the Durga, she can make the Saraswati, and she can play the role of the Lakshmi as well. So ultimately, I can say in every home, the ladies is the shape of the Lakshmi. If very well, I am not just gender biased, I am not just appreciating the female, but anyhow, because the ladies is the granny, we can say in our home, because she is the homemaker. Not only homemaker, she is in the office, if she is playing a very great role also. So when she is a working lady, so she has to play different roles in the office also, in the home also. So I can just say, so ladies is the just foundation of the society as a whole, because when she creates and develops a home, the home will develop to make the society, and society then will become to the nation as a whole. So the greatest role of the lady is really, we can't forget that, because lady in every home is my mother, my sister, my daughter, my wife. So it depends how the role they are playing. So these are the just appreciations which I can say, not the appreciations. This is the real basic fact which I told you. Now let us say that now we can suggest some the changes or the events from these activities for the organizations they can support to the this women entrepreneurs by announcing their corporate websites, magazines, logos, visuals, free of charge without licensing fee, requirement of purpose. Like that, they can deliver so many materials also. They can suggest some conferences, meetings, leadership, and any enterprises or companies or local authorities. The local authorities really they can play a great role. So not only that, also the managers, entrepreneurs, and the administrators, business schools, they can suggest to take their time and invite young leaders to teach them about the entrepreneurs and the innovations. I can just say that there is a great role of the media and the press members, TV, they can play about all. See, today what we are just organizing here, if we had the media person, they can announce, they can just modify it double time, triple time, so the people will aware what the Wiki is doing. So media is playing really a great role about all. I will also say that because when I just listened about that young from South Korean and very well that transcribed by our Dr. Rabia, really is a fundament, and we can say the very fantastic story about him being a tech educational background, a teacher, and how he become the entrepreneur. So it depends of the circumstances or the mindset where you have to. Also the same the our this ma'am who are just Supriya Rane. They are just she talked about her Goa restaurant stories during the Corona and all also. So being a practical one, she told about the entrepreneurs, the great in her words, I can say. One and our madam, this just first of all, I most welcome again on this stage, Kalyani madam, really being a political background and how in an entrepreneurship they are playing. And once again, I am very much thankful to just participate in this stage. And she invited you all our your Wiki people and along with all. So that's very her greatness and kindness also, I can say. So I just share about here some quotes about the entrepreneurs actually. So every dreamer is not a doer, DOER, or every doer is not a dreamer. You have the deadly combination of being a dreamer and a doer. So that right point, rightly they have earlier suggested, because in the business we have to be confident, we have to wait and watch how, when we have to change according to the situation. These are the main factors in the entrepreneurs. And I can say here also, rightly also pointed out our earlier speakers, that I can say here that the woman entrepreneur is really the woman empowerment. Because if she will become the financially strong in his home, in his society, so really she can, by her own choice or for the society, she can contribute a lot. Or for the faith and goodness of this, the woman entrepreneur can be a good relations in a business. And for the empowerment of society, I can say the empowerment of women and vice versa, the entrepreneurship of the woman is very much. I have told about a lot of thoughts about all the our previous speakers. Once again, I am very much thankful to this Mamta madam and this Vicky and all our my co-speakers and also the participants who listened very well. I am really very much thankful to all. I just I can say that may you business flourish, may you reap your rewards, and may you reach your dreams. And happy World Entrepreneurship Day 2021. Thank you once again. I am very much thankful to all the people here, and really the greatest thank to my moderators and the Mamta madam and Madam Kalyani, those who are the today's hero in this whole function and earlier also, but these are the main. Thank you once again. Good night. Namaste.
Namaste.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for summarizing the whole event and applauding and appreciating our efforts towards what we've been doing, and looking forward for government people like you who are already into a great position to come ahead and encourage and motivate us so that we can take a right direction in our path. Because for women to develop, I think, yes, the most important people who comes are the family, which goes without saying, husband and the parent. But when it comes to, growing ahead on the international front, the government comes, and the government's, people like you who support us so that we can reach out to international destination with our productive services, we can flourish ahead and make our country proud. Thank you joining us and commenting such a valuable wisdom. With that, we are
Thank you.
almost in the end of today's session, and yes, it brings an amazing smile on my face that yes, we have successfully celebrated today's World Entrepreneurs Day with eminent speakers and experiences coming along with us today. And I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sadev Singh to joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss Kalyani Jogo joining us from Mauritius, Dr. Yoon Juan joining us from South Korea and sharing your wisdom. Supriya ji, giving us live experiences about your life and talking, the real facets about entrepreneurship is just not a fun game. It comes with a lot of challenges and failures too. Thank you so much, Yati ji, for putting your inputs towards being successful entrepreneur. And I thank Dr. Shilpa, Dr. Dhruti, and Dr. Rabia for being such a valuable pillars of WEICI today, who have contributed, given your time, given your expertise, and made this event successful. I am sure without your participation, without your coordination, this event wouldn't be the way it is. And yes, we come together to grow ahead and go to Mauritius. Yes, that's the first destination what we are looking forward on the international front. And it is just, a next door country altogether. So Mauritius is waiting, and I'm sure it's just not Mauritius, but the whole globe is waiting for all the women entrepreneurs here, and we are on the rising front. Thank you so much for being your presence.
Thank you,
Keeping,
ma'am. Thank you.
patience, listening to every participant, and sharing your wisdom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody. Thank you so much. We from
Thank-
WEICI wish
thank-
you all
from-
the very
from-
good evening for
from my-
tonight.
From
Thank you
my
so
side,
much.
from my side, I forget to just name recall that name of Yati Rawat. He also really played a very great role
Yes.
through their foundation, Step Up Foundation. So
Yes.
actually, I forget her name earlier. So really, everyone being a lady entrepreneur, they are playing very great role to the development of the society and
Yes.
then as a nation as a whole. Thank you once again. Thank you.
In fact, sir, through this platform, I want your help, support from the government level, and
Yeah.
kindly guide us how to reach to the correct people so that we can really create an impact through all the entrepreneurs who are joining us and create an historic, opportunities for these women entrepreneurs who can grow and reach out to international destination.
Why not? Why not? Yes, please. Most welcome.
Yes.
Because MSME already have in your combination, na? So they
Yes.
are for the entrepreneur nowadays. This MSME is playing a very great role. But anyhow,
course.
what kind of if any kind of help is required from my side, I'm always ready here.
Please, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yes.
Thank you,
so
Kalyani
much,
madam,
everyone.
again.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Namaste to all. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Kalyani ji ko namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you.